fucking annoy me about some shit that I can't see. I'm leaving my camera off out of spite and protest until he finally fucking tells me what it is.
Oh, I know it's still there.
You.
Well, it's already in the back of your head, thinking about it.
Yep.
What is it? What is it? And it will be there. It will nag you.
Nope,
So-
I don't even care anymore.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Speaking of hobby stuff, is that Noosh stuff available yet?
Noosh?
Yes.
The fuck is
It's
a noosh?
Was it Monumentum's new acrylic weathering stuff?
I don't know what that is.
It's like a paint medium that you mix, and instead of like using what is it, the weathering stuff that you paint all over your model, and then you get the spirits and you wipe it off after it's dried to give it that grim dark look.
Oh,
Instead
I know
of
what you're
using
talking about.
oils,
Yeah.
you're using acrylics.
Yeah.
I can't remember who put it in the hobby thing ages ago, but I was just like, oh, I fucking need that.
I don't think that's out yet. I don't even think the Army Painter Fanatic stuff is out yet.
Oh, when's that supposed to come out? Like really soon?
Uh,
They've been taking pre-orders for a hot minute.
Oh, have they?
yeah, it's still up for pre-order.
Cheat. All I know is that you guys will have it for a good couple of months before Australia gets anything. That's why I'm saying, hey, has that Noosh stuff come out yet? Because I really want it.
Well, you don't have to wait much because I just checked their website and the general release is the 20th of April. So
Ooh, that's not long away.
What the fuck?
So in 40 days.
oh, not really.
Is that better?
Do you have a cat on your table?
No, it's my mic.
What is that? Oh. I was like, oh.
No, I'm
Fluff.
trying to figure out why all of a sudden my light beam is like glaring to hell.
Well, at least we can be thankful that he's wearing pants.
Yeah,
Even if,
I'm wearing pants today.
even if he lost an hour.
Yep. So that guy won the competition for the shit I was giving away, and I told him he won, but I haven't seen anything. Like no response, no nothing.
What? Maybe he's forgotten about it. He must not be a subscriber. Maybe he's just someone that swooped in.
Well, that's like why I responded to him directly, so that way he would at least get the notification, hey, I actually got something here. But I don't know. I'm going to reply to him again, give it another week. If he doesn't answer me, then I'm going to do it over again.
Sounds good.
Because the other guy got his shit like within the week. So
He was keen as a bean.
yeah. Yeah, that's gonna fucking bother me, dude. Like, what the fuck?
What is it? Is it like a overhanging lamp or?
No, it's I have a light bar
Or your
behind my
window.
monitors, right?
Hmm.
And it's bright as shit, but
It looks bright as shit.
it's never like glared like this to where I can visibly my left eye looks like a fucking sun.
Well, it doesn't. Well, you don't look like a Mexican, so.
Oh, that's good. That's means my resume is still applicable. There, is that better? Well, that's kind
It
of
is
better.
Not really.
I don't know. I give up. I'll figure it out later.
Forget
I don't know
about
why it's
it.
doing that. Maybe I need to like. I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. So yeah. I don't know. I just wanted to throw that out there because I don't know if. Hopefully he sees it. If not, then somebody else has a chance to get it, and I'll just go back through the people that already did it and like re-roll the number.
Yeah.
So
Or just hype it up and add some things
Oh,
and do another
yeah.
giveaway.
Yeah,
Add it to the new list or the new giveaway.
I mean, I could do that, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to redo it and then have everybody else come back and have to like repick their numbers and shit for the same stuff with a couple other things, you know?
Yeah, just put it aside for the next giveaway.
Make a bigger pot.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I could do
Yes,
that.
Also,
and if you buy that overpriced shit, you can keep the swag and throw in the book.
I mean, I could do that. I'm not going to, but I could. Just because, bro, I've been looking for that pin. I should have bought that stupid pin when I had the chance.
yes.
Let's see if I
Yeah.
can fix this.
Also, Derek, RIP to your shade.
Oh my
Whoa.
god! I did,
Goddamn.
dude. It's not even 20 hours old. I literally just bought it.
That sucks ass, dude.
That's the universe telling you to buy more.
They're not cheap, too. It's like, what is it, $5 or $6 per pot?
I think that one's $7, right?
Kinel.
And then they try to
$7
justify
a
it by
shade.
saying, "Oh, you won't go through it. It's a big pot."
Dude, that's like that's literally like $1,000 a gallon.
That's how I feel about my fucking Waystone green that spilled the other day.
Oh yeah. R.I.P.
I just turned around and I was like, what? Why is my paintbrush holder fluorescent? It was just everywhere. And I don't know if the cat did it or I did it or what, but it was a mess.
Oh,
It
it's
took me
got to
like
be the cat.
took me like 10 minutes to clean that shit up. But yeah, I didn't know what to start with. As much as I would love to rant about games journalists for the next hour,
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think anything is really going to come of that.
Why?
No. I mean, I think the damage is already done, right? I
It
think
is already
every
done.
single one of these fucking game journos, game devs are showing their asses right now in defense. And people aren't having it. At least nothing I've seen. People are just like, no, I'm not going to, put up with that.
I don't think people realize though how, like, when people say this is Gamergate 2.0, I don't think people actually understand how toxic and how bad it was back then. And when we all thought that it disappeared and went away, it actually hasn't gone away.
Oh,
They've
no.
just been better at hiding it. Like, especially with, was it Chris Kindred and, like sending those people to attack Cabrutus,
Mm-hmm.
who had that Steam thing.
Yeah.
It's like it's such an incestuous pygmy cage where they're all just on top of each other.
Well, yeah, it's a literal bubble.
It is.
And I've known this for, I don't know, ever. I used to listen to a podcast called The Comedy Button. And The Comedy Button was Brian Altano, Max Schofield, Scott Bromley, and I can't remember the third guy. Fourth guy, sorry. It's been so long. I mean, I'm talking like 2012, 2013 era.
That was like yesterday.
When games journos were still being edgy and it was funny as fuck.
Yeah.
But Altano and Schofield both work for IGN now. And I think they were working for IGN at the time, too. I can't remember. They worked for a games outlet. But the fact of the matter is, when the Comedy Button was... No, they never worked for Kotaku. Is that when this was going on, 2013, circa 2013, all these names that I see pop up were all around back then, too.
Yeah. 100%.
Like Ethan, what was his name? Ethan Gatch, that's one of the ones for Kotaku. There was that other chick from Kotaku, Cecilia something, Gita Jackson. All of these names, they just get recycled because they're all in the same industry. They all float between different outlets. They all communicate. And it's like you see one, then you're like, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
Going
Why?
from bankrupt portal to another bankrupt portal like
they're-
rats.
Yeah, they're all buddy. You know.
Well, do you know that Felix or Lego Butts on X is connected to Zoe Quinn?
That sounds about right.
So she used
Well,
to work for a studio called Silver String Media, and its founder was Lucas Johnson. And she went under Mayor, was it Mayor Felix Kramer? She was in PR and marketing at the time, and she one of the advisors was Anita Sarkeesian, which was really big into that failed feminist frequency shindig.
Yep.
And Jonathan McIntosh, and those two were like peak Gamergate shit. So for the past decade, they've been doing this before Sweet Baby Inc.
Oh yeah.
Which of like one of which was when they were working on as additional writers for a game called Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Yep.
But there's like so much shit that Zoe Quinn had her shit on. It was so fucking outrageous. Like,
Well,
for example,
here's the
she
thing:
was-
is that people want to act like it's so pervasive. Like, oh, Zoe Quinn was like migrating between these people for better reviews. They all know each other. They still know each other.
Yeah, they do. So, but like the thing is, pre-Gamergate was she because there's that whole meme about the Five Guys burgers and fries meme. Well, she was cheating on her boyfriend at the time with a guy called Nathan Grayson, which is a writer for, I think it's Kotaku.
Yep.
And Kyle Pulver, I think he's that guitarist or YouTube guitarist or music sound guy on YouTube from way back, and Robert Arnott, who created Deep Sea, and Joshua Boggs. Can't remember who the fifth one was, but it was like these 5 guys who she had a professional connection with, and she was also doing sexual favors for. And
you talking about that cop?
A cop?
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much like that.
I'm pretty sure that's applicable, but I don't think so.
Well, there's been people saying that she slept with, like, cheated on her boyfriend at the time with hundreds of other guys, and like even before pre-Gamergate was established, she was in this corporate event called Game Jam, which was something Zoe Quinn was part of, and it's where one of those groups where they it's like they start an indie game from start to finish in the span of a few days. It's a creative exercise. And then at the end of it, they put it to a panel of judges, and then they judge the game. And the guy who was running that actually lost a shit ton of money because it turned out that Zoe was intentionally trying to tank it because at the same time she had a gaming thing that she was trying to establish. And the only person who wrote about it was that Nathan Grayson guy, who at the time was also hooking up with her. And then after that, do you remember Mundane Matt?
Oh,
he was
God.
like,
Yes.
yeah, he was like this nobody YouTuber that came across this, and then
Fucking Boulder Boy.
Yes, thank you. And then she filed I think his video was called like Hell Hath No Fury or something like that. And just explaining all the shit that she was getting up to. And then she filed a false DMCA take against his video, which then he took to Twitter, and then it created like a Streisand effect, and it blew up, which is why Sargon and It's a Gundam started to make videos and look more into it, and it's why Gamergate kind of blew up. And then Aaron, which was the guy that she was dating at the time and cheated with all those other people, he went out trying to warn people how manipulative and abusive Zoe Quinn was, and tried to stop other people from getting involved with her because he didn't want them to get hurt. And then she got her dick in everything from like The Escapist, Motherboard, Polygon, Kotaku, and then she was like doing all these sexual favors for money and praising articles to defend her because she was trying to shut all of this down. And then one of the most serious situations was that I don't remember his last name, but it was like Alec Howell or something. He was a game developer for Night in the Woods.
Hawalka or
Holovka.
Holoka.
And then he ended up offing himself because his ex-partner, Zoe Quinn, accused him of emotionally and sexual abuse on Twitter. And then after hearing all the allegations that Zoe had made, all of his fellow colleagues, his friends, they like cut him off, saying that the allegations are extremely plausible and they didn't know or verify or if any of this had like merit and stuff. And they just washed their hands with him and just went, oh, look, regardless, just to be safe.
Pause.
So she... Pardon?
So, no, I said pause before you move on. Somebody brought up the other day that his sister funds works... I can't remember what they said. If she funds it or she's the creator or she leads it or what. A company that partners with Sweet Baby Inc. So Sweet Baby Inc. has a parent company that is involved in all these diversity programs.
Shit.
And she is a part of that company.
Who? The sister?
The sister. His sister.
As if you would Oh, man.
I'm going to see if I can find it. Because it got swept under the rug really fucking quick.
Yeah. Because, like, Zoe ended up reporting and fabricating sexual assaults, claiming that she had been assaulted and stabbed, and she stabbed the attacker to death. And systematic emotional abuse detailed by her former boyfriend, Aaron. And then she also accepted $85,000 in funding money for a game she didn't produce. And she was a key member on a board that specialized in online harassment that I think it ended up going under as well. But then...
Found it.
Oh, did you? Yep. Go on.
So she is a business partner in a company called Baby Ghosts Studio Development Fund.
That's right. Holy shit.
She's partnered with a woman named Jenny Robinson Faber, and it is a not-for-profit based... Oh, hold on a second. It's a not-for-profit business based in partnership with another company called Weird Ghosts, whatever the fuck that is. And the mission of Baby Ghosts is to increase diversity, inclusivity, and accessibility in the Canadian interactive arts and video game sector and help create more sustainable, worker-centric studio models. There you go.
Fucking hell.
That's fucking word salad.
Yeah. Bless you. That's fucked up.
And if you go further into that, you'll find more information on that company, which is a nonprofit offering grants and studio development education to underrepresented studio founders. We believe that the best way to create a more diverse and inclusive game industry is to support the people who are already doing the work. So we provide funding and mentorship to underrepresented studio founders, nurture our thriving community of past grantees and supporters, and advocate for a far more equitable industry through research and impact reporting.
So they're basically the middle guy to be like, hey, Gibbs money so that we can Gibbs money to minorities.
Yep.
Dude, what the fuck? But then, like a decade later, that Felix Lego Butts on X. Did you know, like, 10 years ago, she tagged Zoe Quinn saying, we exploded their site, OMG us, and then she replied, oops, we DOSed, like, by accident. Pardon me. They illegally DDoS attacked a website called Fine Young Capitalists, which sounds very similar to what you were just talking about. But they were bragging about it online.
Yep.
But that connects.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that when they DDoSed the Fine Young Capitalist, it was during a charity run.
That's right. Because they were going to give 8% or something to charity.
Yes. Yeah, so scum through and through.
Yeah. Which, if you're doing it for charity, wouldn't you give all of it, or at least like 80% of it to charity?
I mean, you would think.
Anyway, so that connects Felix and Anita to Zoe, which started the whole Gamergate bullshit. And then these chuckle fucks started, like, they're still in the background starting this shit. Like, I remember it wasn't that long ago with Anita Sarkeesian going, oh, it'd be a real shame, doing the whole mafia thing. Be a real shame if this didn't have like correct inclusivity and diversity in your game. So, there's people that are coming out now to support Sweet Baby Inc. And one of them has been the senior narrative. Oh, fuck me, English. Senior narrative designer from Bungie. I think he goes by Thickest Yosh on X. And he said, look, everyone needs to grow up. But hey, when the industry, like, this is off topic, but hey, look, when your industry makes shitty games and then they blame the customers and then try to bully and insult gamers to buy their shit, it's like, look, your business is going under, and they're probably freaking out because they went on to say, look, you need to stop wasting so much time on these grifters who are only there to manipulate you and milk your anger for engagement. So, like, you need to talk to people who aren't like you a bit more and stop falling for this shit. Like, he's not talking about...
Yeah, I saw that.
He's talking about... It's like... We interact with these people online.
They don't realize, and it a lot of these people. The reason I was bringing up that comedy button example, is because at the time, 99.9% of all these game journos and game devs and all of them all lived in San Francisco.
Yeah, but that's that whole like hamster cage thing.
Yeah,
they're all
exactly.
They're all on top of each other. They're all in the same like bias
Bubble?
social bubble. So like instead of fixing their unfinished, incomplete day one DLC broken games, it's like shouldn't they just shut the fuck up and just do what they do their job? But instead they're like, don't ask questions, just consume and wait for the next product.
Well, here's something funny I saw yesterday. Was a game dev crying about how her indie game that took her 10 years to develop, for whatever reason, got bumped off of the new and trending page on Steam.
Oh, I saw that.
Because EA released a whole bunch of stuff on Steam, like Command and Conquer and SimCity and all that. And she was crying, how dare they do this on International Women's Day?
Oh, fuck.
Because she got bumped. She didn't even get bumped off the list. She got bumped to the bottom of the list. She was still on the list. She was just mad she wasn't at the top. Yeah.
Oh, God.
And of course, you have all these people going, oh, I'm so sorry. I can't believe this big evil company would do this to you as an indie developer woman. It's like...
That's just part of it, though.
Exactly. Do better.
You're a small fish trying to make it in the big ocean.
I clicked on her link, like to her profile to see what it was about, and like her pinned tweet was like from like 2016, 2017 about how some obscure gamer magazine had named her the most influential woman for creating women's spaces in women gaming.
So she's riding on the coattails of, her biggest achievement, and it's years down the track, and she still hasn't completed anything.
Well, no, but her biggest achievement was somebody else talking about her. You know what I mean? It wasn't like anything she did.
But you got these companies like Bungie and Ubisoft and all these other big companies, and they're all investing in these DIE like programs. It's like, okay, you've invested all this money, so I can imagine that you're like, well, we need something profitable to come out of it, and we're unwilling to back down now because we've already invested so much money into it. And it's just like, yeah, it's unfortunate and you may lose everything, but it's buy and demand. You got to listen to your customers. You shouldn't have been investing in woke garbage like Neil Druckmann metaphorically sucking Anita Sarkeesian's dick. It's like no one wants this.
Ghost of Tsushima is going to be on Steam.
Yes, I did see that.
That's
The
fucking
graphics.
fantastic. That is fucking fantastic.
Because Sony can't keep anything exclusive. There's no reason to own a PlayStation anymore because everything just ends up everywhere else.
I don't care. That game is fantastic. If it's on Steam, I'm going to buy it on Steam too. I already bought the collector's edition. I'm going to buy this one too. That is... Look, when it comes to video games, I know most of us are all like stuck on Helldivers and shit.
No, we're not.
Besides you.
Me too. Me too.
You don't count. You're Hungarian.
Fuck you.
Y'all are still on dial-up over there.
Hey now,
No, in Hungary I have better internet than in Germany, so...
But no, I'm like that. Games like Helldivers, games like Ghost of Tsushima, games like that are just objectively good. There's no fucking societal issues. There's no fucking socioeconomic issues. There's no fucking identity politics issues. They're just games that are
I'm
good.
looking forward to Stellar Blade.
That's what they need to be doing. That's their fucking job. That's how you make fucking money.
100%.
You don't sit there by saying there's not enough trans representation in fucking Super Mario.
But that's not how they make their money. Just look at the AAA landscape. What are the games that are dominating? The live service, loot box, online casinos.
That's exactly right. They go after the kids though, because
that's gambling.
Yes, and the reskin sport games.
Because then what ends up happening is the kids go to school and it's like, oh my god, you're still playing default skins on Fortnite.
Yes, and these people forget that the gaming pie is bigger than Hollywood, bigger than the biggest entertainment sector that is revenue-wise. But
that's why they can release unfinished games.
Precisely, and but the very few big titles generate the most of the income, generate the most of the revenue, and those titles that and just a question. How many of you remember from the past 10 years games that truly stayed with you, that you revisited time and again, that you thought back about, that was something that was that when you finished felt like an achievement?
I have 5.
It was probably like
Elden Ring.
Boo.
I can only think of like going back to 2010 and before.
Wait, does it have to be in the last 10 years?
Past 10 years, I can.
That's when the ESG shit started coming in.
Well,
that's when they started to.
Beg your pardon?
Dead by Daylight, but even that's gone crazy now. You know.
Past 10 years, okay, so that's kind of a weird thing with me. I tend not to buy newer games because I'm kind of like, for most games, I'm kind of stuck in the like 1997 to like 2004 era.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But there's one game in the last 10 years where it actually felt like a fucking achievement to finish it. So, but
the fact that we are all thinking and can't name one fucking game.
I said Elden Ring right off the bat.
I was gonna say Ghost of Tsushima.
I was gonna say that too.
For sure.
Especially if you play that on like hellish mode.
Yes, Ghost of Tsushima, developed by an independent studio for an exclusive Sony title to a Japanese game for a Japanese company.
Guys,
and also the other rings also.
What happened?
FromSoft Japanese.
My foot fell asleep and like I got needles and pins all the way up to my knee.
Are you going to die?
I might.
Dance on the spot. Jiggle. My money don't jiggle jiggle, it falls.
Hogwarts Legacy was good too.
I didn't play it. I wanted to, but I was
yes, but it was more of a, I think it was more of a countercultural event because let's be honest, the Trinists tried to flex on Twitter and it blew up in their faces.
But it's not really counterculture because it's trans inclusive. There is trans representation in that game. So it's like they were just pissed that it's tied to J.K. Rowling.
Yes, but the trannies were bitching about it because it's got J.K. Rowling's finger.
Yeah.
Yes, and she makes money out of it. And they were kicking up a big storm that, ooh, her, we have to cancel it.
Doesn't matter what she does. She's going to be enemy number one, though.
Yes.
They've already. You can't like anything that she does, despite. It's like the Emperor has no clothes. It's like don't say what we're all thinking.
Look, you said the last 10 years. There's 5 games that have stuck with me throughout my entire life. Chrono Trigger, Earthbound, Xenogears, Persona 2 Eternal Punishment, and the Suikoden series. Those 5 games.
You'd like my sister. She loves Suikoden.
I was like, that's a weird statement to make.
I think he has the hat.
She loves Xenogears and Suikoden.
Yes, because that time period had some of the best fucking RPGs that have ever been released. That era of the Super Nintendo going into the PlayStation. Those games are fantastic. And, if they could recreate that formula, if they could go back to that formula, we'd be better off.
I think that's why Helldivers 2 is doing so well, though. Because it's just dumb.
Yeah, it's a game.
Fun. It's a game that we all really loved back in the day. And, like you're having people online at the moment that are just like, it's a LARPing game for fascists to play fascists.
Oh my
like
fucking
you can hear
God.
them talking like they're actual
fucking Polygon.
It's Quake Arena. It's
fascist right now.
It's nothing simple. Sorry, it's nothing complicated. But past Gamergate, past when they lost the game devs collectively lost their balls and went pitch mode and then bought into this ESG crap.
Look, vagina's a hell of a drug, is all I can say.
I wouldn't say it's just the ESG crap. I would say it's the fact that all this shit started getting, the home base was fucking San Francisco. San Francisco, of all fucking places.
That's the gayest city I've ever seen.
It's one of the worst fucking cities in the U.S. And it's also the central hub of fucking gaming. Or game journals. Or game devs. Yes!
St. Louis too, man. There's a lot of game devs in St. Louis. Or game journals. Game journal.
Yes, but they are within their bubble. They are not creating something that's effectively goes against the narrative, goes against the group thing.
Just out of curiosity,
yes,
have they cornered the market so much that they can essentially stop any new upcoming company, to develop a game that everybody would love?
Yes.
And be like, no, do they?
Yes.
Like, can they bully people?
If we're talking AAA studios, yes, absolutely.
So essentially, we need to fix top-down kind of shit. Otherwise, we're going to continue to have... Because I know that Sony in particular has been... Anything that comes out of Japan, they're censoring it before it gets to the West. And then
it's not censoring; it's localizing. It's localizing.
Yeah, localizing.
Because it's like, it's people in the West aren't going to understand it. It's like, no, like just your job is to translate it and just give it to us. We'll work it out. Like if we don't get it, we can Google it. That's what Google's for.
But yeah,
I mean,
it's
I
just
think
disappointing to hear that.
I'm sorry, but
Sorry.
I think, in my opinion, we don't need to reform shit.
You don't think so?
We don't
Well, then
need-
how are we going to get
No,
new and better games?
just don't buy it.
We
yeah,
have
like
a back
boycott and boycott.
a back catalog big enough to
yeah.
play games in our limited free time until the end of time and until hell freezes over. Because
Except we don't, because there's going to be certain games that aren't playable on Windows 11 anymore.
I mean, there's always going to be an updated emulator. I'm just saying.
Yes, precisely. And there is always when there is a will, there is a way, and especially in gaming,
we gotta cut. We gotta cut Cornelius some slack though, because he lives in Commie, Australia.
Thank you.
And because when there is a big enough fan base, there is always incentive for either the community or somebody from outside the community to come in and make some magic, either through mods or through emulators.
Well, not only that, they're starting
games.
That back catalog that you're talking about, they're starting to do that. They're starting to bring those games back.
Precisely. Just look at what EA brought back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're also
Command and Conquer
games from
Plenty
entertainment for modern audiences now. And, that's why I'm a big advocate for buying physical copies of your entertainment, whether it's music, DVDs, or video games, or books for that matter. So, because they're going through, like, what was it? I can't remember who was telling me, but the beginning of some of the old school Disney cartoon movies for kids, they've got, I think it was Dumbo, they've got, like, all of this shit at the beginning of their movie saying, this is... some of this may depict racist, stuff.
Yeah, but Disney's been shit for...
Yes, but that's Disney Plus. That's Disney's in-house streaming, and Disney has been ideologically captured for the last 15 to 20 years. So, and yes, I agree with you. We have to have physical copies. That's why I have with me my Batman Arkham games.
Oh god, that's hilarious too, by the way.
And
the
and
whole
that's
like how Suicide Squad is now on 40% like sale at the moment. There's no one playing it, but like you go back to Arkham Knight, and I think there's triple, maybe even quadruple the amount of players playing that as compared to when Suicide Squad was first released.
I mean Suicide Squad.
It's a good game.
Yes, and I have on my PC Asylum, City, Origins, and for the next week I will be running the PC completely to download the Night, and I'm going to play through all of the games again, just to relive that. But
Metronoid is right, because these game companies, these AAA games companies, have the capacity to release good games that people will buy. We know this. All of us have at least one or two of them, right? Mm-hmm. And now, given 2020 through like 2023, the quote unquote woke people, the woke companies, whatever you want to call them, because that's what they call themselves, have gained a foothold because there was a loud enough internet presence saying that these things are the majority when they're not.
You're right. It's the loud minority.
Exactly. Same thing with like the female Space Marine argument. It's the same exact fucking thing. If you're loud enough, people are going to pay attention regardless of how stupid your idea is. But I think now that that's starting to change, because people are getting tired of censoring themselves and their opinions, especially on these new releases, and aren't afraid to go, yo, this is dog shit. I'm not going to play that.
I think a lot more.
That's why we're seeing this backlash now. Yes, that's why we're seeing this backlash against Sweet Baby Inc. and all the other companies like Kotaku and Polygon.
Yeah, I agree, because I've been seeing it more now too. I think people have just gotten to the point where they're tired of it. Their tongue so much that there's no tongue left. So they're just like, fuck it. Like I think, especially since love him or hate him, I think ever since Elon took over Twitter, I think he has created an environment where people now feel comfortable enough to speak their mind.
Yes.
Because of that, people are like, you know what? I think what was the first day when Elon Musk took over? The first thing people said was, trans women are not women.
Trans women are men, yes.
And like that was the first thing that they said, because they were like, holy shit, I can say this without, some lackey in the back room, pulling my account down.
Look at what happened not that long ago about them saying, oh, we're going to bring back where we're going to suspend your account if you misgender somebody for hate speech.
Oh, yeah, people lost their shit. And then Elon Musk was like, what is this about?
He backpedaled so fucking hard. There's no way he didn't know about that. There's no way. Somebody probably snuck it under the radar. Yeah. Yacarino, whatever her name is.
Yeah, that left-leaning chick.
Yeah.
And everybody from the start was like, Elon, mate, this isn't a good idea. Don't do this.
But again, your average everyday person is so tired of walking on fucking eggshells.
I agree.
It's not just that. It's that they're tired of the goalpost shifting, because whenever you say, okay, I don't want to argue about it, I'm just gonna let it be, then the goalpost shifts. And it's attrition fatigue, right? So you're just
It's also
you're just tired of seceding ground. You're like, no, I need to start pushing back because I'm not going to have anything left.
Yeah. Yep. People are just sick. They're also sick and tired of walking on eggshells with people.
That's what I've never done in the first place. Look, there's some topics that I won't talk about just because I don't feel like dealing with stupid people in my mentions. Or, that's somebody asked me. It was like, well, if you want more viewers, actually one of the guys that lives over here, one of my neighbors, like, well, why don't you talk about this trans issue or whatever? I was like, I'm not fucking trans. I'm not going to talk about trans issues. I'm not going to touch them with a 10-foot pole, because that's asking for attention from a group of people that I don't want attention from. Yeah. And not necessarily trans people, but trans rights advocates. I'm going to stay away from it. I have my opinions.
It's also one of those things too. You don't want to court that audience either. No. And it's another thing too, is like, look, this isn't something that doesn't pop up in my everyday life. When it does though, I just roll my eyes and go, ugh, like, fuck off.
Well,
like, it only becomes an issue when someone is constantly in my face going, use my pronouns, like that kind of bullshit.
It's the reason why people like Hassan, people like Vosh, people like Destiny have their audiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is because Destiny less so. I don't agree with 99% of the shit Destiny says, but I'll watch them anyway, just because I like listening to different people. But people like Hassan and H3H3 and Vosh and all that, they're on a straight line, right? They're on a straight line with their content. And any sort of deviating from that line is going to get them fucking crucified.
Yeah,
which is why
they're exactly to their audience.
That's why they're so quick to be like, "Oh, well, no. What I meant was this," and then people go, "Oh, okay."
They're so intellectually fragile because they're not. It's not them. The person that you're seeing online, it's not them. It's a fake image to appease the audience that he has, attracted.
And it's one thing, and I know most people don't like Keffels. But every now and again, you'll see Keffels kind of deviate from that pre-programming message thing.
Sad, dude.
And anytime that happens, shit goes fucking sideways. Just plain and simple. Because that's
gotta fuck with you, like, mentally, though.
Because that's your audience. But that's the audience that you cultivated. That's why the whole H3H3 and Hassan podcast thing that they had went to shit. Because
I agree.
Ethan Klein was courting Hassan's audience as a fucking Jewish man married to an ex-IDF soldier. And now he's not expecting these fucking commie socialists to bite him in the ass? Come on.
That was so stupid.
He wasn't looking at that. He was looking at the views, at the subscribers, at the revenue.
Do you think that maybe
Absolutely.
He could meet people halfway and be like, look,
no.
Maybe if I'm a good Jew, maybe people will,
Well, he tried that and it didn't work.
No, they fucking ate him alive, and I was just like, dude, what are you doing?
But again,
that's why I don't feel sorry for any of these people.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, they are unironic fascists. You know, it's because they project everything onto us or others as soon as they or we don't agree with, what they're saying.
But that's why you always say what you mean. That's why whenever I say something, it's because I mean it. And now if somebody wants to subscribe to my channel or watch me after that fact, then that's because they agree with me, which I have no problem with that. But I'm not going to change my views to try and bring more people in, for that revenue, knowing that I don't believe that. And if I do it and I say what I really mean, I'm going to get fucking burned alive.
Yeah. It's that whole belief system that I hold dear where it's, if I'm unwilling to say it behind someone's back, like if I'm unwilling to say it to someone's face, then I shouldn't say it behind their back.
Yeah.
So like if I have people come up to me later and go, "Hey, I heard you said this about me." Like, yeah, fucking A. Like I'm not gonna sit there and be like, no, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Because I'm being dishonest with myself.
Exactly. It was like, I don't like somebody, I'm gonna fucking say it. It's plain and simple. Well, I heard you say that you thought this man was a pedophile child rapist.
Yep.
Yeah. That's exactly what I said.
That was very specific.
Yeah, I'm not
it's been happening a lot on. It's been happening a lot online at the moment.
Oh yeah.
Someone's clearly, a horse, fucker. Or
Bosh.
Like really. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, someone dropped out.
Here's one of the things that I saw, and this is why Vosh is at the forefront of my brain, is that somebody leaked a message between him and Keffels, right? And Keffels was like, "Hey, I kind of just want to talk to you about all this stuff that's happened with me defending you and this, that, and the other, right?"
Who was this to?
Keffels was sent a message to Vosh.
Why?
The person, she was defending Vosh, and then just got BTFO'd into oblivion for that, right?
Ugh.
But Keffel sends a message to him going, "Hey, I just want to talk, just about the stuff that happened." To him personally.
Mm-hmm.
And Vosh is like, "No, I'm not going to talk to you because that's going to make things worse for me than they already are." So you're looking at it from the point of view of this one streamer thinks, okay, this person is my friend, while Vosh is looking at it like, no, we're not friends. We're internet mutuals or something that happen to be on the same side. And I'm not going to take my career for you.
Isn't that Vosh in general? Like, he only participates on people's streams if it means that he can gain something from it.
Yes.
Like, that was the whole reason why he went on, like I said before, like, love him or hate him, but he went on the Timcast IRL stream. and he only goes on other people's channels if they have a bigger audience, because he wants to be able to try and court some of their audience.
Yep. It's the same exact... Dude, I don't like Tim.
People just went, this dude's a clown, fuck off.
I had my come to Jesus moment with Tim Pool when he had that whole outburst about how, fuck y'all, I'm going to do what I want, and if you don't like it, you can leave. So I left.
I mean, I respect that.
And that's... when his ego got bigger than his beanie, it was like, all right, fuck this guy, And but people like that, all these...
his was really bullshit. With
Adam. That was... No, I'm talking about during like the Eliza Blue shit when he was like, I don't care what you say about her. Yeah.
I think he didn't want to get involved because
he was already involved.
But the thing is, he was involved because it happened on his show, and he was. And it's just like, look, you kind of have to take a stance. I mean, you may not like it, and you may want to wash your hands of it, but you were the person that brought this in. It was on your show. It was on your compound. You need to say something.
Exactly.
And it took him like. He flipped out because he was just like, I don't want to get involved, and everyone's fucking in my ear telling me to, say something, Bart. And he just went, nah, fuck off, and blew up. But then after he calmed down, I can't believe good on him for actually coming back and being like, yeah, people were right. There is something going on there.
Yeah, but he only did that because he was getting reamed.
He was getting like dragged online.
I know he was. I was one of them. That was one of my best videos.
I think a few people came up to him in person and just went, look, he must have said something good because he managed to like cool his jets and just go, yeah, I need to really reconsider this situation.
You know who it was?
It may have been the views or the money. Do you reckon it was his hippie friend?
Yes, it was Ian.
I like Ian. Like, he comes across as a bit of a funny duddy sometimes.
He was the first one to come out and be like, yo, I don't agree with any of this. And this is not good. This was like a day or two after.
He does have some good takes sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. He manned up and he said it. He was like, yeah, this is bad. And it was after that, when he started getting all the positive attention, that Tim was like, okay, well, now I'll say something.
Yeah, because it got a good response.
Yeah. Because people were right.
I do believe that he does have an ego. Like, he has a huge ego, and it's something that annoys me a lot watching his streams, is that he likes to be the center of attention.
Well, they all do. All these big streamers do. They all have egos.
It turns into, like, his last 2 streams I've just had to switch off halfway through because they're all talking over each other. And it's just like, look, 2 of the people that are talking right now are just like saying the same words over and over and over again. They just want to be heard. Whereas the person that we want to hear, who is actually stringing a cohesive sentence, we want to hear what they're saying, but all we can hear is, you know, these 2 chickens clucking in the corner.
Yeah, but, you know, one thing I always said, and, you know, that kind of changed, was I never wanted to do, like, collaboration type things with other streamers. I still really don't want to do that. If I want to talk to somebody, it's because I have questions, right? But, like, you know, the whole H3H3 and Hassan thing, and then you have, you know, all these other people that they all cross platform, especially like Destiny. Look at how many people have pole vaulted off of Destiny and become major streamers on their own, right? The dude, love him or hate him, the dude is like gold when it comes to like kicking off your YouTube career.
But isn't that how Vosh got started? Like, he did a collab with Destiny, and
he was part of Destiny's community.
Yeah, and then
back when he was going by Irish Laddie.
Because of Destiny?
Yeah. Yeah, he used to go by Irish Laddie, and he was a part of Destiny's community.
The hand that fed him.
Yes.
What a jerk.
I mean, it's not like he tries to hide it, but...
That's true.
But there's an audience for everybody, you know?
Nah.
The lolly shit he tries to hide, so...
The who? The what?
That didn't work very well, though. I mean, he tried to hide it, but it's kind of hard to do when the entire world sees your folder.
Yes, and it's in the to be sorted.
To be sorted.
So there has to be some some rather large folders with lolly shit on.
That's
on
advanced Coomer organization.
And
I've not known anyone to be like that. That's fucking weird.
And that's another mess up thing about Vosh. Is about the past week or so, I've been seeing an advertisement for this addiction rehabilitation facility in Montana, and it's a ranch style thing. And every time I see it, I just think Vosh.
I mean, it's Montana, so Bits is closer.
That's true.
So,
Bits is like mini Vosh.
Ugh.
Speaking of, we can
Yes.
tangentially talk about the next topic of Cerberus XT going after Joy Toy Warhammer for having an AI picture of Goku.
Shit show.
That was fucking
infuriating.
infuriating.
Haven't seen a photo. Do you have the photo of?
No, they got rid of it. I don't know which one it was.
Because I was trying to find the image that he chucks such a fucking stink about, and I was like, it can't be that bad. Like, I follow the account. All of it, It's all like, hey, this is being released at this day. So it's actually been quite helpful.
It was an AI picture of Goku. I don't know. Somebody said that they saw it going around on Reddit or some bullshit. Either way,
I saw it on 9gag, so wait a minute, I will check. Maybe I found it.
It's not like it matters. Somebody...
No, it doesn't, but I am interested.
The guy was going, R.I.P. Toriyama. Here's a little picture of Goku.
Yeah, he was having his moment like all of us did.
No, this motherfucker has to go in there and... I was about to say a bad word. I was about to say a bad word that I can't say on YouTube. Has to go in there and moral frog about how AI art is bad and it's insulting. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Who cares? The guy had just died.
Yeah, his body probably wasn't even cold yet, and he's like, I'm just gonna poo-poo on everything.
No, it was like an hour or two or a couple hours after it happened. It's like, what? Who gives a shit? But they always have to find... That's just it. They always have to find something that they can be morally superior about in order to feel fucking better about themselves, because they're a bunch of miserable fucking losers.
He reminds me of those Zoomers that go, you put a period at the end of your sentence, you're being passive aggressive. And it's just like, what the fuck are you mean proper grammar is like aggressive now? It's like, it's
now, I wouldn't even compare it to that. Shit. And it's not even nitpicking. It's the fact that they want to be and feel superior. They want to be able to go, oh, I'm in the right. What I say is the right thing.
They got nothing going on in their life, in the real world. But when they go online, there's someone. They have people that are waiting hand on knee for everything that they fucking say and are constantly in his replies. And he feels like a big man. So every time when he goes online and he goes, you know what, fuck this guy, or he has like a nitpick with somebody, everyone's like clapping like fucking seals going, oh, you're so fucking awesome. It's circle jerking.
Well,
I just tell him to go, to go live out his incest cuck fantasies and be done with it.
Well, he started the dog pile. He started the dog pile, and that's how they got the official Joy Toy account in there going, oh, sorry, I don't agree with this, whatever they're saying. Motherfucker, you have no idea what you just stepped into.
They didn't even have to say that. They just had to say, look, this isn't an official Joy Toy account. Boom, that's it.
Because now that's going to be ammo for them. Now they're going to be like, see, now the Joy Toy account agrees with everything we say. See, look.
Yeah, see, that's what I had an issue with. It was like there was no reason for you to get involved in it. All you needed to say is go, hey, look, this isn't an official account. And then bamf out of there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, instead they fucking kowtowed to the terminally online. Blah.
I'm trying to think if they knew what they were doing or didn't know what they were doing and didn't know that it would give them ammunition. Like,
it read like a cookie cutter response, like some idiot PR person was just like, oh, I gotta type my generic response here.
They didn't want to get in trouble. It's like, what can we say to quickly put something out to calm the farm?
Well, that account, look, the Joy Toy Warhammer account puts out more news and updates and shit than the official account. More people follow that account than the official account.
That's why
they are literally giving you business, and they stay out of shit.
And he's not getting paid.
Yeah. Instead, you have the official company going in and being a fucking retard against an account that is twice its size and actually benefits them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, whoever runs that account has even flat out said, I don't fucking go in there and, like, get involved in shit. All I do is look at cool Warhammer stuff. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
you know what's ironic? He's probably, like, not even political. But there's probably shit that's popped off that he's just been like, this is dumb. And that side, that crowd, that, progressive side are all like, we need to attack him now because he said something that we don't agree with.
No, what it was is that they have beef with that account to begin with because they were trying to follow police a while back.
That's right.
It's the same fucking people. Yep.
I remember you sending that photo, and I was just like,
that's exactly why they did it. Because Serb got his ass kicked the last time he tried that shit. So now, of course, he's got a fucking chip on his shoulder. Yep. Yep.
It's fucking... Because I know there are people that follow... There's a few accounts that I think are absolute dropkicks, and I just go, why? I don't want that in my feed. But I think people follow them to be like, what are they and their ilk talking about? So that when the argument does pop off, I've got some sort of, reinforcement to come up with to fight against it, instead of sitting there going, I don't know what you're talking about, and looking like an idiot. Does that make sense?
I mean, yeah.
But it's a very similar reason why I'm very sparing with my block button.
I just mute people. So if they try to go off at me, they're just yelling into the void.
Yep.
Because I find that more amusing.
But that whole adage of opinions are like assholes, everybody has one. It's more relevant on the internet than people realize, because it goes back to the same thing we're talking.
It doesn't get commonly used here. It's mainly just get fucked, cunt.
That's even better. I like that one better.
It's used constantly here in the States.
But again, it's that whole thing of you're not going to make everybody happy all the time, ever.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we're talking about with video games. If you're trying to make it for everybody, you end up making the entertainment for no one.
Yeah, nothing is for everybody. Nothing. Not even video games. And you see that thrown around a lot. Oh, we're trying to make video games for everyone. Okay, you can make a certain type of video game for everyone, like Pong.
Yeah.
But it's like...
But then not everybody likes Pong.
Yeah.
So your point
Pong
still
sucks.
is proven.
Or like, okay, your entertainment, your bland for everyone entertainment is a blue square. Well, not everybody likes blue. There's colorblind people.
Why is it blue?
Yeah.
Are you what you got a thing against red?
I don't even like squares.
It's like that whole argument where the whole progressive argument is basically when someone puts so this morning I made waffles, and then someone comes out of nowhere and goes, what's wrong with you? What, you don't like pancakes? Is something wrong with pancakes? You against pancakes? It's just starting an argument for the sake of starting an argument. It's like, yo, chill the fuck out.
Well, that's why I don't know if you guys saw this, but kudos, going back to streamers, kudos to Destiny, because at least the dude talks to people. Yeah. Like, this guy had Candace Owens in his apartment.
Jeez.
And I'm like...
Never thought that would happen.
Oh, yeah, I'm sitting here going, what fucking timeline is this? That Candace Owens is sitting next to Destiny in his apartment. And of course, it turned into a fucking dumpster fire, because they both... If horseshoe theory is a thing, they're both on opposite sides. And it was like... now Destiny has spent all this time going after Candace Owens, and Candace Owens has spent all this time going after Destiny. And it's like watching two, what's the word I'm looking for without being too horribly offensive?
Two retards fighting.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll let Metronoid say it. He doesn't care. Exactly. And like, but you see how kind of pointless it all is when stuff like that happens. You're just like, okay, this is fighting just for the sake of fighting on the internet. That's it.
I think it's just
pretty much.
It's people that don't have a personality outside of, their sex or their gender or, the thing that they fight for. So, they get bored, and then, they have to create drama. Like, I've been with a lot of women in the past that have been... They get bored, they don't have hobbies, and then all of a sudden we're fighting. And it's like, oh, is that what we're doing now? We're going to fight today because, what, you're bored?
Yeah.
It's not just boredom. It's it's the enforcement of social norms, acceptable social norms, that is primarily through social pressure. That is primarily a female
it's
female
shit
trait.
testing. It's
Because
shit testing.
if a man has a problem with somebody, he's going to say it.
Yeah.
And the females are that just needle you constantly to conform to their worldview, to their standards, to their morals.
You're not wrong. Like, I've got 2 younger sisters, and it is like, I'm glad I'm a dude, and I've got male friends, because I tell you what, it would be really fucking difficult as a woman. It's like they're really sneaky about it, and they're actually far more vicious than men. Like, it's the emotional shit, man. Like, I think
as
that's
emotional,
what I like
blackmail,
about guys,
emotional,
is that they'll just walk straight up to you and be like, "Oi, what's your fucking problem?" And then you talk it out, and if it turns into a fist fight, then it's just like, okay, like, look, I went to an all-boys Catholic college growing up in high school. My first day of school, I saw 2 seniors in a fist fight, and one of them tore the other one's pants off in the fight. Like, the fabric just tore. And then they both stopped, looked at his pants that had fallen apart, and just hackled themselves laughing, and then went arm in arm to the uniform shop to buy him another pair of shoes, another pair of pants.
Yes, there is
sometimes that's just how it needs to be sorted out. It needs to get out of your system and then just move on. But some of the shit that happens, which is a very feminine trait, is it lasts for years and it's tormenting.
So 2 things. I found the offending picture.
Oh, thank you.
That's one, and the other is
that it?
Yes, that was it. And the other thing is, females socialize by complimenting each other and not meaning it, and males socialize by insulting each other and not meaning it.
I feel that. It's that playful ribbing.
Yes, and on the other end, it's toxic femininity.
Yeah,
just like they like to throw around toxic masculinity and paint anything slightly masculine as any masculine trait as toxic. They like to
that, yeah.
They like to parade their own toxicity as effectively a force for good. When it's not that. When it's
because they don't understand men. And look, I'll be honest. A lot of us guys, women, you are a mystery to us. We have no idea what is going through your head. But women will sit there and be like, "Oh, men are so toxic. Men are the problem." It's because they don't understand men.
And also, it isn't helped by the fact that a woman, well, a toxic woman says one thing and means the other, and expects you to know the difference.
Yeah, or they won't say anything and then get frustrated with you because you didn't do what she was thinking.
Well, I'm sorry, bitch, but mind reading is not a feature.
What's up, people, and welcome to the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Listen, I don't know if we have rapists on board, so I think not. So the comparison does not stand.
Yeah, but the point of this is going back to, men acting and using very feminine traits.
Nope, not going there. Nope. Continue.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
go ahead, Weezy.
No, I gotta hear it now.
I was just going to say there was a certain streamer did end up losing his wife to some twink femboy TikToker not too long ago. Just saying. That is a thing that happened.
R.I.P.
Well,
F's
that's
in the chat,
that's the risk you run when you are a cock.
Look, there's
I'm
no
just
way
saying.
I'd be letting my partner sleep with other men. Fuck off.
Look, the only reason that whole thing is ironic is because both Destiny and Melina were on all these platforms talking about how great having an open marriage is and this, that, and the other, only for it to all blow the fuck up. And then people are going, oh, I get it now.
Oh,
right?
that and the fact that Destiny apparently stole her from some other guy. And then the same thing happened to him.
I don't know if I believe that. What I do believe...
You don't think so?
Is what they call it, the monkey branch theory or some shit like that?
Monkey branching, yeah.
Polyamorous females upgrade.
Yeah.
In this case, it was a side grade, but...
to the TikToker, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, no homo, but Destiny is far more attractive than that twink that she ended up leaving him for.
But here's what happened, though. Is that he flat out told her, I don't want you to be with him. I only want you to be with me. And if you don't stay with me, then I'm going to off myself.
Yeah.
And guess what?
He's using emotional blackmail.
So? It doesn't matter. She stayed with him. She threw away her marriage to stay with him.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit?
A green card.
Threw away the green card too. In fact, there was a video not that long ago talking about why I'm getting rid of my green card. It's like all of it gone. Why? It doesn't matter how he did it. There is something about this dude that puts him above her husband. We don't know. I don't know what it is.
Listen, the same female traits that he exhibits, he exhibits. Because threatening your partner with bubbling yourself or self-harm in case he or she leaves you is inherently a female trait.
It is, yes.
Yeah, but still, I mean, people were all mad and pissed off and shit. It's like, hey, dude did what he had to do to keep her, and it worked. So,
listen, this is the same that polyamorous relationships inherently over time will fall apart.
Oh yeah,
just like porn actresses will kill themselves either through gunshot or overdose.
Wait, is that true?
Before 40. Well, just look at the news since the start of the year. We are at the 6th or 7th.
Because I know that what was it? That Riley Reid chick that came out not that long ago, and she's just like, "Oh, my life is shit, and I kind of regret it, and I only do porn with women or solo now because it's really difficult to find a relationship, and I think her mum has abandoned her because it came across like her mum was just using her for money, and then her dad doesn't agree, but at the same time she's sitting there going, oh, it really hurt me on another level when I said, oh, I'd like to come and spend some time with you, and he said, oh honey, I don't think that's a good idea because he's divorced from his, surprise, surprise, he's divorced her mum and is now remarried with her stepmom, and the his new wife is like, I don't want her around. So he's like, the dad's like, look, I don't think my wife would appreciate that. And she goes, oh, look, well, then maybe we can go out and, get food. And then she goes, really, really fucking hurt when he goes, oh, I don't want to be seen out in public with you.
Like, I think it also doesn't have that, that from what I've seen, the baby daddy of Riley's kid left her, and she's on the second husband or I don't know what, and also that almost half of the ghetto ran through her, and after that, it's. I mean,
that's kind of hard to get over.
It's damaged goods.
I don't care who you are. I don't care how open you think you are. That is.
But it's this lie though that has been perpetuated since like the 90s, that female empowerment. You can have it all. You can have, you know, all of these men run through you. You can have a kid to like different men, and it'll be fine. You can have the career. It's like this, you know, it's gone further and above and far beyond.
It's
the
not
whole
it's not the
sexual,
career.
you know,
It's not the career. I think that's.
but it's like the whole sexual empowerment thing has gone way too far.
Oh yeah, look.
I mean, what I think is. Sorry
it's
to
gone
interrupt,
too.
Easy.
No, I was gonna say it's gone too far when you're already telling 18-year-olds to start an OnlyFans so they can have a career in fucking sex work. Like it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, sex work is not real work. Let's just.
He said it, not me.
Let's just say
it's not. And the thing is that
it's exploitation. Either, even if it's either on a bunny ranch, either in a government-run whorehouse. I mean, even in Amsterdam, it's exploitation. It's exploitative.
I will be the devil's advocate right now and say it could be hard work, because if you've done photography and editing and social media and everything else, it takes a lot of work. But a lot of these women that are going on OnlyFans, they're not setting up the 3-point lights, they're not setting up the cameras, they're not getting the right lens, they're not getting, you know, the right camera.
They're using
and
their
editing
phone.
their stuff. They're setting up a tripod with their phone and they're just pointing and clicking.
Yeah,
that's not hard work. You know, and then, you know, if they were doing it the proper way, that you got to pay for costumes.
But that's the whole problem, is that shit is saturated. That market is saturated, oversaturated.
It's why there's a lot of older women in OnlyFans that are getting pissy with the younger women coming through, because the older women are now getting thrown to the corner because the new younger girls are coming in and taking their place.
Well, that's why you have a lot of that overflow into Twitch. It's
100%.
because Twitch isn't for that. They know that they're going to be...
it was never meant to be that.
Exactly. So they know that they can use that as a platform to funnel people onto the platform where somebody's not even going to see them. You know?
Because the longer that they stay there, the company makes more money.
Right. But selling this dream, regardless of age, that, oh, if you do this, you're going to be successful, you're going to make a lot of money, you'll never have to work again, is complete and total horseshit.
I think it's like less than 1% of the women that...
It's like 0.01% now.
That make like a lot of money, and some of them have had to do some really extreme shit. Like, I've heard some stories that just make me sick. Like the ones that get sent to Dubai and stuff to perform animals and all sorts of other shit. It's and they get paid for that. And it's like, if your woman is getting a free trip to, you know, that area, there's a reason, and she's done some pretty fucking awful shit.
I mean, just this is slightly a tangent, but just look at porn. I mean,
do I have to?
Not really. I'm just figuratively speaking, but just look at porn. Just look at porn.
Hold on, let me get my folder.
How hardcore and how fucked up is mainstream porn now?
Let's see, what do I have?
Tranny shit, gonzo stuff.
Well,
I just opened my goon folder. There it is.
The shit that had in my younger years, specialist websites with the castle on it are now readily available on any video sharing platform. And if you want to, I don't know, make a name for yourself, you have to be more extreme. Even on a closed platform like OnlyFans. And if you want to make money, you have to be more extreme.
But that also...
I mean, just look back at the last year. Just look back at the porn stars that died, either OD'd or shot themselves.
Well, look at Riley Reid. Riley Reid regrets it all because she lost everything.
Yes, and last month, Cagney Carter blew off her head with a shotgun after getting out of porn and starting a pole dancing studio.
It certainly messes with your head.
But that's
and
not,
also another young girl, 26, OD'd.
but
just
that's not strictly
this week.
That's not specific to OnlyFans chicks. The whole you have to keep doing more extreme shit. That's even true for people. That's even true for people on this platform that are streaming. Look at what's that kid's name? Jack Doherty. Kid's got 10 million
you
subscribers
introduced
or
me
some
to
shit.
that, and yeah, absolutely.
But he has to constantly keep doing more and more and more and more insane shit in order to keep his audience engaged. And eventually, it's going to end up with somebody shanking the shit out of him, and then no more Jack Doherty.
Well, look at. I mean, an earlier example of Doherty, nowhere near as extreme.
No,
but look at Roman Atwood.
Yeah. And there's plenty of examples.
Wasn't he,
FouseyTube is another one. Zerka is another one. That like all these streamers. Sneeko. Didn't Sneeko just get his ass beat by a professional MMA boxer the other day or fighter?
to be fair, at least he took it.
Oh.
And I'll give him props. He actually got in the ring.
I mean, what these people forget that this internet fame is temporary.
Yep,
it is temporary. And the thing
what they have to do is grab the bag and run when they can, because all the names, either they end up same as the same broke guy that started it, or they had a presence of mind and invested their money and didn't just blew it on sports cars and sneakers and other shit that is temporary.
You're right. It's the whole thing of if you strike gold, you need to invest it because it's going to run away. That's why PewDiePie has been so successful.
And why Wings of Redemption is struggling.
Yep.
Are we redeeming people? What?
Why does it sound familiar? Wings of Redemption.
He used to do, I think it was like Call of Duty streams, but he had a ton of like really self-destructive behavior. He would, he was one of those people that, for some fucking reason, he wanted to start shitting on all of his fans. And I'm a fat dude. Okay. I'm like something like 350. And Wings makes me look anorexic.
Is that big? What's that in kilos?
We gotta convert to funny.
A kilos is right about 2.2 pounds. Okay. So roughly cut it a little less than half, and you got kilos.
Okay, all right.
But Wings was like, like he just had like all kinds of really destructive habits and whatnot, and he pissed all of his money away.
Just like Boogie.
So,
yep. Well, look at the other guy. What's his name? Have you heard of? Fuck, I hope I get this right. Only Use My Blade. Isn't that his name?
No.
Hold on. I wonder if I'm saying his name right. But he's another Wings of Redemption. But
God.
Dude was like streaming himself, like getting blackout drunk and fucking passing out. Only Use Me Blade. Sorry, that's his name.
Oh. So like Bake Alaska.
Yeah. It was like another around that same time period where now it's like, bro, you need to get some help.
Yeah. And that was another thing Wings was doing was people were trying to help him because they recognized that, okay, this isn't just, him being a dumbass. There's something in his head that's causing him to do this, and they're trying to help him. And he just shit all over them too. So people just started saying, fuck it.
Do you think it's depression and something else? It's that whole thing of,
well, not everybody.
I think he got into
pride.
I think part of it was pride. I think he got, a little too big for his own pants. Yeah. And he started doing dumb shit. People started shitting on him. And that led to kind of a depression spiral.
It's only like being online is only going to amplify that too.
Well, that's one thing that I've always said, and I know it's never going to happen, but you know, people that spend 24/7 streaming, like that much time on the internet isn't good for anybody.
No.
And somebody was like, "Oh, well, if you ever got big, would you quit your job and start streaming full time?" I was like, "Fuck no, no, not even no."
I mean, just look at Cedar, how relaxed he is since he's been banned from Twitter. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and also circling back a little bit, a guy I used to watch, his streams all the time and whatnot. Most recently, he's gone by Mr. Medicare. He always maintained that when you get famous online and you start raking in the money, you've got like 2 to 5 years at most of that popularity.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, no, scratch yourself.
I remember
And you need to.
He was huge.
Yeah, well, he got like real sick. There's just something bad going on with his body, and he still streams every so often. He actually did one like this last Friday, but not nearly to the extent he used to. Huh?
Brain cancer is fucking sucks.
What sucks?
Brain cancer.
Brain cancer.
Oh.
I think that's what Jim has.
Yeah, there's.
It would make sense with the symptoms. I mean,
as I think all of us agree, it's like that much time on the internet, and some people blow up too fast, and then they don't know what to do.
Oh yeah,
and it's like they get all this attention, they have this audience, and now it's like all you got to do is do or say the wrong thing, and the audience is gonna go, "Wait a minute, what the fuck?" And next thing you know, you got your own thread on Kiwi Farms.
Yes, because
I think that's part of what happened to Sargon.
I don't know if I agree with that.
No, he's actually done better than before. He's got his own business.
Well, he got his. Well, no, I mean, before he found a niche, blew way up, got his head got too big for his shoulders, and he got bit hard. And there's shit I'll always give him shit about. But one thing I respect him for is recently he's really come back from that. He's humbled himself. The
only reason he's come back from that is because he sticks to his guns. Yeah. So now his audience knows exactly what he's about. And if you go in and you're watching Sargon, you know exactly what you're watching and why you're watching.
I think
what you are talking about
the tide, and he was like, "Look, if I don't set myself up like my future for my kids, I'm gonna lose it." Like he lost all of that weight. He was a fat fuck back in the past.
Yeah,
and he knew the tides were going to change with the whole feminist thing, and he went, "I need to do something that isn't this." And he used all the money that he was getting from, his YouTube days. And he went straight to putting that into his Lotus Eaters business. And it's only blown up since.
Yeah, I mean, he actually got smart instead of, thinking with his ego. And, and I do respect him for that, but like I said, there's some things that I'll always give him shit for.
Which is
almost single-handedly killing a rising political party.
Oh, you said that before, but that was actually because Farage left the party. The only reason why the party was doing so well was because he was there. As soon as he left, it all fell apart.
I don't know anything about it, so I can't say anything.
Oh, it's British politics, and the only reason why I know about it is because of Dankula and Carl Benjamin.
Dank.
I mean, I think I know more about Canadian politics than I do British politics at this point.
Oh man,
you're just
Canadian
closer.
Politics,
you're just closer to the People's Republic of Canada.
That's a clown world. I was watching some of their parliamentary stuff. Oh my god!
Have you seen
video of Trudeau tapping, tapping Putin on the chest, like, "You look here, bucko," and then some Agent 66 motherfucker Dmitri comes out of nowhere, and Putin, without even looking, puts his hand up and goes, "Look, it's all right."
No, I haven't seen that.
Yeah.
Disappear.
Oh god, it's funny as hell because that guard was about to kill him.
Oh yeah, piano wire straight from behind.
Huh.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna have to look that up. I didn't hear
Dude,
anything
it's
about
crazy.
that. I was talking about somebody saying fart in Parliament and then having a complete and total meltdown.
Oh yeah, I saw that too. It turned into a bit of a sir, he said this.
Yeah.
And it's just like, stop trying to fucking start shit. It's that whole thing of people who get into politics are usually the kid at school that, was a bit of a know-it-all and no one really liked. He was a bit of the teacher's pet.
I mean, Mayorkas?
Yes. You're pretty on the ball there.
Oh, I know.
Why is there no video of that?
Okay. I posted the Putin thing in Politburo.
Did you? There's no video.
No, I found it and I found it and linked it.
Oh, I see.
There it is.
It's funny as hell.
God damn it. Okay, hold on. I'm trying to find it. There it is.
I mean, they just...
Okay, so
there's just lack of situational awareness and on Trudeau's part.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
I mean that's just the norm from the guy, but
I see. I mean,
listen, there is a difference between Trump tapping the Saudi crown prince on the shoulder when walking back at his back.
Yeah.
When it's custom in Saudi Arabia to not touch the prince, and there is Trudeau tapping Putin in the chest because he thinks he's somebody.
Yeah,
Look,
the difference was, Trump was going,
Plus,
it was like the gentleman's nod, like, how you doing? Whereas Trudeau was coming along doing the whole, look
tough
here,
guy.
bucko. And, it's like, Putin, dude's ex-KGB. He could fold you. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
Also, and this is my big pet peeve. In politics, if you can't control your emotions, you already lost.
Yeah.
And also, use of force in any context is the last resort. And going up to a guy, talking to him, and tapping him, pushing him in the chest multiple times, another head of state, is immature and amateurish.
Very aggressive.
It could cause some serious political strife, though.
Yes, precisely, and it's it's the reaction of a man-child.
Yeah, yes, a manlet.
Since we've transitioned into politics, I want to talk about that State of the Union address.
Yes, please.
I didn't watch it.
I did.
I think
it was bad.
I mean, talk about Space Marine 2.
No, I want to talk about that first. I'm going to close with Space Marine 2 for my two viewers.
Yeah. Okay.
But,
No, I thought we were going to talk about...
Got to finish it on a positive note.
You know what?
We're gonna talk about Samira Khan versus Hannah Baron. Samira Khan's like the beauty pageant.
Oh, that too.
Twitter personality.
State of the Union first, because I want to rant.
Oh my god!
Go off, Ken. Go off.
Rant away.
Look, I don't know if Democrats and progressives watch the same address or address, I don't know, State of the Union address. State of the Union
Address.
I don't know. It just sounds weird when I say address.
Say it
But-
the same speech.
But
State
State
of
of the
the
Union.
drugs.
I'm just going to say State of the Union. So
Yeah.
you have all these people going,
He broke mine.
How-
I didn't break him, but he came off of his base.
Pardon?
Too much of this thing.
Yeah.
Teleport?
Yeah.
You gluing back on?
Yeah. But
He's looking great though, honey.
I think
Yeah.
he thinks he's on mute, but he's not.
Very nice.
Derek, you are not muted.
I'm not looking right at it, obviously, but looks like you got like the blue and the purple shades really well.
Yeah. Well,
Awkward.
I lost a pot of purple on that. Rip.
Well, to be honest, like you've been doing this for quite a while, like statistically, it's probably pretty good that you haven't. So something like that, yeah,
Yeah.
hi, Mrs.
A
Minis.
lot of moving around and like fine work and stuff.
No.
He has us muted, but not himself.
Is he back yet?
Nah.
Like,
gotta
that's
gotta give him a
weird
ribbing when
thing.
he gets back.
I'll grab the time.
Is he back now?
I'm sorry,
You can
guys. I
try
forgot
now.
to mute my mic.
I know, we were sitting here talking to you. So what fell off
The
the
only way
base?
that could have
What's that? Well, when I was trying to pull my Skeletor with the base off of the putty, the tack handle I was using, the Skeletor came off of his base. So I got to glue his feet back down.
I know, I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it was okay. I think I put a picture of him in the
Yeah, you did. The
Yeah.
He-Man Skeletor diorama thingy you're working on?
I created him.
Wait, you did?
I painted Skeletor. Yeah, that's what I've been doing this whole time. Have you not been watching me?
Oh, I didn't realize that's what that was. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
We,
you're fine.
we were all going, hello, Mrs. Minis.
Oh yeah, she's over there.
Anyway, now that we've done eavesdropping,
Yep.
Sorry, guys.
that
Secret
whole
squirrel stuff.
I don't understand how people can be so caught up in their favorite team shit of politics to where they can watch an address that makes Biden look terrible.
Did he end up going off script halfway through it, where he started like having
I
to
don't
go
know.
at the crowd?
Probably. I mean, dude
Well, you
threatened
gotta
the
remember-
entire Supreme Court like 10 minutes
you gotta
in.
remember, half of the script he plagiarized from his past, State of the Unions, and then the other half he like went off script on. So it was like
It was bad.
Because he had like over 200 and something gaffes.
It was bad. And these people all sit there and clap like seals going, oh no, it's the greatest thing ever. It was amazing. We need 4 more years of this. It's just fantastic.
They were literally like chanting 4 more years, 4 more
Yeah.
years. And they,
But
would, they
if-
would clap, and then they'd all be like, he would say something, and it would be inaudible, and everyone would be like, yeah. It's like, what the fuck did he even say?
But the way every single time they were focused on Biden, where Kamala would stand up and start clapping for him, like every 5
She
minutes.
got a good work.
If you sit there and you go back and watch it, you look at Mike Johnson's face through that entire thing.
Yeah,
His
he
face-
was shaking his head most of the time.
Well, more
Well,
importantly,
half the time he was.
Did you go back and watch all the latex masks? Mark Kelly had the latex mask that didn't cover his ear properly, so you just see that loose plastic mask. Biden's own mask was like he had no tear ducts, he had no
What?
That's terrifying.
eyelashes. Yeah, go.
All I know is that Bernie came in wearing a mask, and then he took it off halfway through it. And everyone was like, why the fuck would you wear a mask if you're not gonna, like, is it just for the photo op?
No, I'm talking about the lizard skin suits, man.
He mostly did it. I'm gonna tell you, he mostly did it so that he could hide his face, and the media wouldn't be able to see his disgust at what everybody else was doing.
Probably. Because if you look at Mike Johnson's face through that entire speech, like that was the exact same. It wasn't even that. It was just like, this is bullshit. And people are just eating it up.
Face was like,
yeah, anyone that was sane was sitting there going, what the fuck?
Exactly. But again, you have these hardcore Democrats that are going, oh no, it was fantastic. It was great. And I'm just like, what speech were you fucking watching? Like, what? How can you say any of that was good? Did he have some good points? Yes. The rest of it was bullshit. I mean, the tax cut thing, hey, I'm all for that. Fuck it, cut all the taxes.
I genuinely thought that, I genuinely think we are all experiencing different realities.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's what we're watching, and then there's what they're watching.
I will not be happy until Trump derangement syndrome is classified as an actual mental illness. Because it is. It absolutely is.
DS5 or whatever.
And I even read an article of somebody that was trying to explain how, yes, this broke people. Like, they hate this man so much that reality no longer fucking matters. And they classify everything. Oh, well, it's Trump's fault. Oh, we're going broke. Nope, that's Trump's fault.
Well, you got to remember, though, Trump derangement syndrome is this really systemic massive gnosis because they are fed to hate him because he is not the system.
Oh yeah.
So,
well, they spent all of those years lying about him, though.
Even in the media, the day after that speech, they were talking about it, and people were going, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like,
yeah, remember, Corey fell for it. Corey, our very own Cornelius, was anti-Trump.
I was anti-Trump. At the very beginning, I hated his guts.
I don't blame you.
We don't blame you for that. We don't blame you for that because that's all you were inundated with hatred for him. So
at the very beginning, I remember sitting there going, holy shit.
You know what I mean?
It's not even
at the very
that.
beginning, I was like, I can't believe he actually fucking won. I thought it was I was just like, the world is going to shit. And I was listening to everything that everybody was saying. And then I started to, look into it more, and I was just like, well, that's a bold-faced lie. Like, I actually heard him say something completely different. Like, that didn't happen. And then I was just like, oh my god. And then it turned into the whole thing of, I don't like Trump, but I can't believe you're actually making me defend this guy. And then it turned into, you know what? He's actually not a bad guy.
Wait, Cornelius was a libtard?
Oh god.
Wait until you hear what I got to say.
I see that.
Yeah, I know. Metronoid's got a couple of slurs.
They don't have pills in Austria. They got red Vegemite. You either get blue Vegemite or red Vegemite. Corey got red Vegemite.
I hate Vegemite. Vegemite tastes like ass.
How do you know what ass? Never mind.
Oh god.
What about blue waffle?
No.
The who?
No.
The what?
No. Don't disregard everything he just said.
Google blue waffle.
No.
What the fuck is blue waffle?
I'm trying to help you. No.
Okay, I won't.
You will.
Yeah, I know he will. I can't stop him. But
I kind of wonder.
Look, all I'm saying is that, 2 hours of this old ass man talking up there and just completely fucking it up
over himself.
And this is the leader of, one of the greatest countries in the world. And this guy is standing up, at least to me. I'm still a patriotic American. And he's up there.
That really pissed me off because at the end of the day, I want America to be doing well. And all I'm seeing
we all should want America to be doing well.
And all I'm seeing is this fumbling retard that has no ability over his own cognitive function.
It fits the agenda, man.
Oh,
it's the agenda. It's
frustrating.
I know, but I watch a lot of stuff going on over in the UK through Lotus Eaters.
Yeah.
And just watching how they are pile driving the entire country into the ground.
Yeah, but they're doing the same thing here in Australia.
I know. That's what I'm saying. Is the Western world is to be destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, because how dare we have the corner on arts, sciences, literature, inventions, technology, space, whatever it is, computers, space travel. How dare we?
Don't forget security.
Security, yeah. How dare we? And then, so the rest of the world needs to get their crack at it. And I'm like, yeah, we've seen what that looks like, guys.
Well, you saw, I think the other day, was it yesterday? Somebody was talking about how Haiti is in just complete and total chaos right now.
Yes, I did hear that. I think they've got like warlords.
Yeah, they're talking about like fucking cannibal gangs running through the streets and eating people and shit.
Oh, they went tier 3 Boogaloo.
They're in full blown collapse.
And who was it? It was fucking El Salvador. Bukele.
Yes.
Was like, we can fix it. I was like, that is so based.
I want DeSantis to put fucking gunboats out there, because every time somebody farts in Haiti, we get 10,000 people coming for our shore in Florida. This shit got to stop.
Or up through Mexico. Both ways. But the fact of the matter is that that is one thing when you talk about seeking asylum that I can understand. If I were a resident of Haiti and I had my family and I've got fucking cannibals with machetes and shit running around the streets, you bet your ass I'm going to get on a fucking boat and run. But
and you know what? I would be okay with
you don't have
because
to.
they're actually trying to get away from real problems.
But here's the problem: is that we got people coming over that don't have that problem.
No, they're economic migrants.
Okay, you don't have to get on. You don't have to get on a boat. On the other end of the island is a stable democracy.
Yeah.
Do they have a wall?
They have a very, very well patrolled border. Yes.
Well, then fuck it. I'm running across that border.
Okay, and I'm going to be the guy that says the unpopular thing. No, you don't run to another country and stick your hand out.
Well, no.
Yeah.
You unfuck your own country. Okay, I'm sorry, but it's just not going to magically fix itself.
Look, I'm all for unfucking of things, but look at where we're at now.
Yeah,
I don't even know if we can unfuck our shit at this point.
While also like furthering into even more and more debt.
Oh, the deficit. Who was it that brought up those numbers last time? The every 10 days.
I think that was Derek.
Was it you, Minis, that brought that up? That like every 10 days our deficit goes up by like $10 trillion or some bullshit?
It's 100 days. Every 100 days.
Every 100 days, sorry.
Oh.
That's fucking insane.
And as much as I don't necessarily really dig into the whole Ukrainian thing, hey, how did the Ukrainian government handle it when they had a problem?
Yeah.
Women and children, no, but also women and children, get out of the country. Dude, no, you stay right here. I got something for you.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna fight. You gonna fight. Okay?
Yeah, I remember there was that big stink about trans people trying to leave and the Ukrainians going, nope, you're not leaving.
There's also the guys dressing up as women, like what like that TV show MASH?
Yeah.
That guy that was constantly trying to get out of the army.
And stay and take your country back. Do whatever you got to do. In World War II, what did the Brits do? They sent the women and children into the countryside or out of the country if they could.
Yeah, but now they're so desperate that they're Ukraine is actually sending women and the disabled to war.
War's a motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's not our monkeys and not our circus.
No.
But unfortunately it is. Unfortunately,
because the West has gotten involved and
No, not because the West has gotten involved. Because Russia, to feel safe, has to have the security of big distances. That was effectively the Warsaw Pact.
Right.
Because every Russian industry is west of the Urals. East of the Urals, there is a big fucking taiga and nothing else. And you've seen when Prigozhin's little adventure to Moscow was going on. How easily...
When was that?
Last year. How easily they captured Rostov with Wagner and then went almost into Moscow.
Take care of Khmer.
And that is why Russia is effectively integrating Belarus into Russia. Yeah. And that is why they want to have control over Ukraine.
I'm sorry.
Because, and that is why they are looking to expand their influence into the EU.
The thing about that, the way all that started was, look, they were annexing territories, of people that were ethnically Russian that were already fighting to begin with?
No, that was in 2014. It started with in 2013 when there was a possibility for Ukraine to form a partnership with the European Union
what I remember.
in economic means. And that's when the Moscow-friendly government decided that no, we don't want to do that, when the people wanted to do that. And that's when the demonstrations at Maidan started. And that's when, after a month or two, that's when the OMON started shooting at the protesters. And after that was a full-blown riot in Kyiv. And in the east, in Donetsk and Luhansk, and
those are the ones that I'm talking about. That
yes, imported Russian service member in the Little Green Man, and also professionally organized secret service members masquerading as local freedom fighters. And when they couldn't make headways, that's when the Green Man, the Little Green Man turned up, and that's when they annexed Crimea, and that's when the open hostilities started.
But at this point, those areas are controlled by Russia, aren't they?
Yes.
Nominally, yes.
Nominally, yes, but Russia in 1994, in the Budapest Memorandum, guaranteed the territorial integrity of Ukraine in exchange for Ukraine's nuclear arsenal, along with the United Kingdom, along with the United Kingdom and the United States.
I'm not defending Russia. They are attacking illegal biolabs in Ukraine as well.
I mean, look, there's a lot of shady shit going on in the Ukraine that nobody wants to talk about.
Yep.
But
like the actual Nazis.
At the end of the day, I think everybody agrees, right? And this is the problem with war, which, no offense to Badger and CDET, which you guys are veterans, which is the honorable thing.
Chad.
Is that most people, your average citizens, regardless of where they live, don't want to be involved in war, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't work for everybody else that's in power, because,
they don't know.
They get to
exactly right.
If there's a ceasefire, well, shit. Now we got to stop asking for money. We have to work something out.
And war makes money.
Well, I mean, and from the U.S. point of view, don't tell me that somebody's not getting money from all that stock of missiles and tanks and Bradleys being rotated out of supply.
I genuinely think
they'll have to be replaced. So,
I genuinely think that's...
Well, that was that fucking idiot on the internet, on fucking Twitter, wherever it was, that was talking about, oh, well, you don't understand. The U.S. actually profits from, wartime. And it's like, we know this. What do you mean everybody knows. It doesn't necessarily mean it's a good thing. Yeah, but we're employing people to make all these missiles and bombs and tanks and shit.
I mean, listen, you can also get rid of old stack of cluster ammunition and such that is frowned upon, but still in inventory.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all our excess supply of sarin gas.
I mean,
just think about how bad cluster ammunition is when they replaced it with effectively something that's airburst, thousands or hundreds of thousands of tungsten balls that turns everything into Swiss cheese.
Yeah, there was a channel I watched called Funker. What is it, Funker 911? Is that the right?
yeah, I know.
Or Funker 512 or Funker something. But all he does is cover like wartime footage. And there was footage of one of them things that had exploded over a bunch of Russians, and it was exactly that. Fucking Swiss cheese.
No, it's better than what they were doing and burying tanks and jets and shit.
Bunker 530. There we go.
At least they can sell all their old stock.
Well, and what's funny, these people are going, "Oh my God, the U.S. profits from war and will keep starting wars." There's a man with the unlikely name of Smedley Butler. He wrote a book in 1935 called "War is a Racket."
Yeah.
This man was a twice awarded Medal of Honor holder. So I think he knows what he's talking about.
I mean,
reading that book's really started opening my eyes to, wait a minute. This is why we're constantly fighting somebody somewhere somehow.
I mean, not just that, but not just I don't know what Smedley wrote about, but don't just think of war as, material, money goes out, material goes in, man goes in, casket goes out. Just think about the world order post-World War. The United States, as a country, left the isolationist mentality behind and made a commitment to effectively patrol the seven seas and guarantee the flow of commerce.
Yep.
That explains
because the United States is situated in a position that effectively makes it entirely self-sufficient in one regard, and
well, bro,
and one of the biggest players.
You have that stuff in your ear while you're trying to do your homework because it's too distracting. Huh?
Okay,
he's doing it again.
Derek is always.
He's doing it again.
So that makes the United States self-sufficient and also a big partner.
I want you to have the best possible experience you can, which is not listening to your mom.
Derek, you are doing it again.
Probably shouldn't be listening to this.
No, I'm sorry, guys.
Wait, I want to know what you were going to say to your son or daughter.
He was about to whoop his ass.
Well, for those wondering, look up the Bretton Woods Agreement.
Mm-hmm.
Just look up Bretton Woods Agreement, and you're gonna go, "Are you fucking kidding me?" This was planned out, man. The whole Cold War response was started to be figured out in 1944.
Mm-hmm.
The United States says, "Okay, Europe, your shit."
Financial economic agreement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, the economic agreement is all of you are going to trade with each other. You're going to give up your colonies. Your navies are at the bottom of the ocean. We gave you all of your equipment, so we're calling the tune. We'll patrol and protect. You guys trade, and if one of you gets out of line, everybody else is going to bitch slap you.
Yeah, it's based on the US dollar and gold.
Mm-hmm.
But that system only works if there is constant agitation, low-level agitation. There has to be a war. There has to be fighting. There has to be things being created and being destroyed.
Well, that's what's fucking terrifying about all these people seal clapping for Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Is what are they going to do to ensure that they stay in power?
Whatever they have to.
Exactly.
It's kind of ironic because remember the time when Trump was in power, and I can't remember what it was. Maybe it was something to do with a drone strike, and for the first time, the mainstream media actually went, you know what? This is the first time Trump has ever shown real tenacity and like real leadership. And it's because
it's when he Cuisinarted the Iranian general that helped commit a couple of atrocities. They started off saying he did the right thing, but then the word came down from on high. No, bad media. And they switched overnight to he's trying to start a war. No, he's stopping one.
Here's what pisses me the fuck off about, and this is why I don't believe any of that bullshit, and why nobody else should either. As a rational thinking human being, when Trump was in office, every other fucking day they were moving that fucking doomsday clock.
Yep.
Every minute, every second closer to, World War III, nuclear annihilation, whatever. Now that it's actually happening,
I haven't heard from them at all.
They touched it once.
Did they?
Yes.
And they showed that it's closer than it's
a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
They did the same thing with the COVID death count. You know what I mean? So as soon as they started hurting their guy, that all disappeared.
Exactly.
But when they did touch it, they said it's closer.
That clock's always been political.
Oh yeah, of course it has.
But the media was constantly pushing it, going, "Oh, see, look, it's getting closer. It's getting closer. Look." What? Now it's like I gotta actually worry about World War III from the same dude that they're trying to keep in office.
Yeah. He's not pulling the strings, but
listen, this is strictly my opinion.
Look, if something happens, Metro's gonna get hurt first. I don't want anything to happen to Metro.
But just as I don't want Sleepy Joe anywhere near the nuclear football and in any position of authority, the same way I don't want Trump there. Because Joe is a senile old fuck whose handlers do the heavy lifting, and he's just there to mumble and read up. Trump is not senile. He's fully capable and has his mental faculties in check, but he's surrounded by ass kissers, and
he's also egotistical.
And he does the last thing that that the last guy said that would be a good thing, boss. And these people, and not just these two figureheads, but also the leadership of the Uniparty are I think failed as Americans, failed as patriots, and they are only there to line their own pockets.
Oh yeah,
and the American people as a whole should, I think, organize themselves and not remove them by force, but organize a couple of new political parties and also reach across the aisle and create a common middle ground.
Here's the problem.
Because
the problem is that the only people that mobilize when it comes to canvassing and door knocking and all that shit is the left.
Yep.
You have what? Progressive Victory out there gathering up all these high-profile fucking lefty streamers and even non-lefty streamers. Counterpoint's 40K was being paid by Progressive Victory, even though he says he's a conservative.
Mm-hmm.
But all of these streamers were canvassing and knocking on doors, endorsing Democrats. Nobody on the right is doing that. Nobody.
Well, yes,
because we're like herding cats.
Scott Pressler does. Scott Pressler on Twitter is an excellent canvasser.
See, I didn't even know that.
There's people who are trying. And
I think that also is one of the situations is because the left, they all live in metropolitan cities. So it's easier to go from door to door, especially if it's like these giant apartment buildings. They can just go, serve 50 people in like one block.
Well, not even that. They have the money to travel.
Whereas conservatives, that they live out in the sticks, and like it's going to take far more
Okay, so-
effort.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
go
for
on,
example, I live in a town of around like 750 people.
Yeah,
That
That's not a
area
lot.
wise encompasses the land area is last time I looked, it was officially just under a square mile. Okay, and not all of that is residential. It would still take even a team of like 2 to 4 people a day to reach those 750 people. But you get into a city, that can be done in a couple of hours.
Yeah, I agree.
Mhm.
Yeah, especially if you have a huge team behind you. I think the last time that they did it, Destiny and all these other streamers, they knocked on 40,000 doors.
There's a gentleman, I can't remember his name, and I hate the fact that I can't remember it, but he's a guy that goes around and cleans up like pollution
Oh
and
yeah,
rubbish and
I
stuff
know who you're
like that.
talking about.
And he's like, and his whole stick is to basically create a good, healthy, positive narrative around
Yep.
conservatives.
And they
Yeah,
hate
And
Pressler.
while he's doing it, he actually goes to people and says, "Hey, look, with this party, you should join us."
That's Scott Pressler. Yep.
Hey, I'll be
Thank
right back.
you.
I gotta take the dog out real quick.
All right.
No worries.
Please
Who?
continue to bitch about the government.
Easy. But yeah, I do genuinely think that it's going, and because organizing takes a lot of manpower, I think there needs to be a couple of people that, like, I'll be honest, have that autism power where they can just put everything together and go, all right, you guys hit this area, you guys hit that area. You're basically going to need a professional organizer to be able to run everything. And
And
a lot of the people
not
on the
just
progressive left don't have a job. And
I was going to say we're busy working too. So
yes, that's what I mean. It's
yeah, and
like,
plus the left has organizations like the SCIU behind them.
yeah, that get
doing
paid
that
by
work.
the subsidies from the government.
So
Man, don't forget, speaking of subsidies from the government, AOC just got her anti-racial oyster reef.
Her what?
Her anti-racial oyster reef.
What the fuck is that?
I don't
are
know,
you
but
having
she
a
got
stroke? Can you use anti-racial oyster reef?
anti-racial oyster reef. Yes, that was one of
I
her,
need to
her
Google
earmarks
it.
in that $1 trillion omnibus they just passed.
Anti-racial
Oyster reef.
reef.
Yep.
The fucking fuck.
I just need to stop being amazed at the stupidity of government.
This just proves that you can name anything, like, and it'll get passed. Like, no one's gonna look at this and be like, "Yep, yep." What the fuck is adopting principles of food justice for what? What?
Anti-racial oyster reef.
Adopting principles of food justice for equitable oyster agricultural industry development.
She's trying to save the oysters.
Yeah.
And building oyster reefs is essential. The benefits of boosting oyster consumption, and people can't fucking afford to eat oysters at the moment. What the fuck are you talking about?
This is
She's
Marie
such a
Antoinette.
silly bitch.
This is Marie Antoinette. Let them eat cake.
Let them eat cake. Yeah. She's.
Man, I
such
can't
a
believe you guys
silly
didn't hear
bitch.
about that. I'm glad I introduced you.
No, thank you. That's so dumb.
Anti-racial oyster reef.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times real fast.
It. I hate this. I hate everything about this.
I think AOC broke Cornelius.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, she
Google
is
blue waffle.
Well, see, Cornelius was hypnotized by them big old socialist boobs,
So,
the
so
only-
already
look,
said
was-
that don't let the socialist boobies
Look.
hypnotize you.
Abby Shapiro will call me back. That's all I'm saying.
Oh shit!
I was about to say. I was about to say AOC is a trumped up bartender who got by on her cleavage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, she's an actress. Her brother got her into Congress by filling out a questionnaire to fill a role.
Get the fuck out of here.
Mhm.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Just remember, she couldn't afford a hospital, or she could afford a hospital. She couldn't afford a apartment in Washington when she got there. Now she's a multimillionaire.
I also remember the fact that she, those people, chipping in money for her abuela.
But to get a new roof,
roof,
yeah. PR.
So
and then she stepped
so
in.
what
And
you're
went,
saying
no,
is,
don't do that.
I mean, listen,
So
don't
what-
be too harsh on AOC. Maybe she tapped into the Nancy Pelosi investment and shorting hotline.
Can we just take a moment to just question how is she how is she still alive?
Blood of
She's
small
not,
children.
man.
She looks like a legitimate corpse. Like her sunken eyes and cheeks and her teeth, her fake teeth that she constantly keeps rattling around her mouth.
My wife goes for those in America. Remember when you used to go to the county fair and you see them little turtles, little box turtles?
Yes.
With the sunken eyes. My wife, she looks like one of those little box turtles.
Oh, but turtles are cute.
Yeah, the turtles were
My
useful.
Yeah.
my grandmother had those kind of looks.
I thought you said your grandma was a turtle. I was like, all right.
No, the same. It's just a skeletal thing. You know, the way the face is structured. Get the sunken eyes and stuff like that. When basically your muscle tone gets lost with age.
Yeah.
Some people
say
have it,
what you
some people
want.
don't.
It has to do with the eating, consuming the blood of the little children. So.
Double drip.
I mean, who was the other walking corpse? Maxine Walters.
Oh, Mad Maxine, yeah.
Is she actually still alive?
Yes. Hey, can y'all drive the rover over to where the astronauts planted to flag? Ma'am, this rover's on Mars. Yeah. She actually asked him to do that, yeah.
They're all a bunch of geriatrics.
Fuck my life. I
think we should get Badger to run for office again.
Wait, he ran for office?
You know who I want to win? And I would absolutely vote for Badger.
What did you run on?
Board of Supervisors for my county. Now they're trying to put me in jail. I'm literally the Trump of my county with no money.
No, you can't be. You've never been to China.
I'm not the best ever. There's plenty of people more better than me.
I mean, just because of that, I'm going to cross the border and go to Badgers.
See, that I can tell you all about it.
Oh, God, man.
You'll have to tell
one
us
more
about it
vote
later.
and
That's
canvas
crazy.
for Badger.
In Texas, we have Brandon Herrera running against Tony Gonzalez.
Fuck yes. What a G.
The fact that given the circumstances that he's forced Gonzalez into a runoff.
They're in a runoff.
Is just absolutely amazing. That doesn't generally happen.
Dude, he is stomping Gonzalez.
I want him to win for shits and gigs.
No, I want him to win because of his policies. Because Tony Gonzalez is a rhino, but that's another fucking thing. But the fact, I don't understand. He got enough of the vote to go to a runoff, right?
Mm-hmm.
But it wasn't overwhelming. So you have these people that are going to vote for Tony Gonzalez just because they're voting straight ticket and don't fucking pay attention to anything, He is one of those people where Tony Gonzalez can get on social media and make a post about something and get like 40 or 50 likes. Brandon Herrera responds to him and gets, over 1,000.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, how do those numbers not translate to the polls? Well, because people are lazy and would rather click like on a fucking post than actually go vote.
And a lot of those likes don't come from the district.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they can't vote for it.
So he needs Yeah,
Isn't Gonzalez also paying to have shade
oh yeah,
on?
yeah. That's another career politician that is potentially going to get ousted. But
like straight up lying about him.
he
Which is
needs
great
to keep.
because if that happens, then can't Herrera just be like, "Yeah, I'm suing you for."
Mm-hmm. If it's bad enough, yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Helldivers
but
for the first time
the
just
way
crashed.
the way defamation laws work in the U.S. is once you're a public figure, the bar to prove defamation becomes much higher.
Oh, really?
It's even worse than that. Let me fill you in on some things. Like, for instance, my state. If you go to court against your local government, okay,
Mm.
in most states, but specifically in mine, the courts are supposed to assume that the government is right until you prove a preponderance of the evidence.
What?
Jesus.
Yes.
Yep.
Already been there, done that.
How is that not? How has no one gone? Yeah, this is pretty fucking corrupt. Let's not do this.
Oh, because they want to make sure that when they vote all this legislation in, that it protects them. I mean, because when they're done at the House and Senate level, at the state level, they're going to go back and do these things again. They're going to be judges, they're going to be attorneys or whatever, and they're going to be, members of your local, county and whatever district, or city administrations. They want to be protected. That's why.
It sounds like they're stacking the deck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Dude, listen to this. This is going to blow all your minds. This is going to blow all your minds. So I'm essentially, we'll just say in litigation, if you will, although it's not litigation. And essentially, we have evidence of ballistic proof to include the math along with it that cannot be refuted. But because in the 1980s in this state of Virginia, some jackasses, backward ass motherfuckers on the Supreme Court of the state, okay, decided in their infinite wisdom, based on a car accident, that no one on this earth, okay, I'm quoting here, no one on this earth can determine when a car impacts another car what direction it could possibly veer off in.
Huh?
That is the dumbest thing I
physics
have ever
doesn't
exist.
And because it's a landmark case and never been challenged or revisited, it stands as law.
But can't a judge sit there and be like, "This is stupid"?
No, it's been ruled on by the Supreme Court of the state, so it cannot be. I mean, that's law. A judge has to abide by the law.
Huh.
So essentially, the state doesn't care about physics, the thing that actually exists.
That's like
other than this stupid opinion.
That's like Washington, just north of me, where it's a matter of law there, where you can still be convicted of a crime even if it's proven scientifically impossible for you to have committed it.
Yes.
Wait, is this how Trump had to pay out that bitch that was like, "Oh,
yeah." Even if they couldn't prove he did it,
it's that same mentality.
Yeah, it's that same level of thinking.
But there's a bigger thing to this. There's a bigger goal here. The goal is to make sure that no one ever does what Trump, myself, and other people. I'm not kidding when I say I'm joked at as the Trump of Rockbridge County, Virginia. I've been to school board meeting. I've done everything you can imagine to fight back against this woke nonsense.
I'd feel like everybody would love you then.
You would think. But see, here's the problem. You guys were talking about conservatives earlier, and I was in the middle of trying not to die from a charger. The biggest problem that conservatives have, besides being, we'll say, spread out, rural environments, stuff like that, is their apathy. They are lazy, and I'll call them out. I call them out all the time. You're lazy. I mean, I had a guy come up to me and go, "So did you win?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't. I lost by 250 votes. Very small margin." And he goes, "Oh man, I wanted to vote for you." And I'm like, "Well, why didn't you?" "Well, it was the first day of deer season." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here, dude. Get the fuck out of here."
Sounds pretty fucking country right there, man. I ain't gonna lie.
You'll sit at your dinner table and bitch every fucking night about whatever, but you won't fucking. And here's the thing: I'm not like, I don't know how Wheezy is where he lives, but if some of you guys live in cities or whatever here in the States, You probably do have long lines. We don't have that. We've got so many polling places. I shit you not, dude. You could drive up, walk in, lay your ID card down, vote, and be out in under 5 minutes. I'm not kidding. I mean, there's no lines or anything.
Yeah,
and
like
so
here in Florida, we have early voting, man.
Yeah, well, we have that too.
2 weeks ahead of time.
That's the other thing. We've got that too, months ahead of time. So it's not. There's no excuse for any of this stuff, right?
Yeah, my wife and I never waited more than 3 minutes to vote.
But they want to make sure that if they're able to punish these people, that no one else will ever think to challenge them again. That's what they're doing with Trump. That's what they're doing with me. That's what they're doing with Kerry Lake.
And I know it's in the UK, but okay, you heard about the sticker guy,
It'll
right?
take him in an hour.
Yes.
Okay. The judge, those stickers were ruled legal. The messages were ruled legal. Everything was ruled legal. He still got 2 years in prison because the judge said, I quote, "I wish to make an example for other people that think like you." Yep. He says, "I know what you think." The judge literally says, "I can read your mind."
Yeah.
And
He's getting a longer sentence than some of the sex pests.
Some of the grooming gang peoples. Yep.
Yeah.
There was one guy that apparently attacked like an 8-year-old. He got 18 months community service.
Probation.
Yeah. Probation community service.
Still warm.
Yeah. Dude, they
absolutely
want us. They want us gone.
I've said it time and time again. Lefties are better at organizing and moving. Conservatives and right wingers are better at just reacting. That's it.
There's also this thing that bothers me a lot with conservatives is the turning of the cheek, or having principles of, look, even though that they act like that, we shouldn't lower ourselves to that standards. Well, you know what? Something I've learned. That's something I've learned in the past, like 5-10 years, is that you get nowhere by playing by the rules. I'm the sort of person that lives by, do the right thing, don't cheat, play by the rules. But I'm starting to see, and I hate it because it goes against every fiber in my being, that the only way to get anywhere in life is to stomp on everybody, use everybody, don't give a shit about other people's feelings or how you treat them. You need to basically be a
asshole.
Well,
no, I'm just looking at Wheezy, but
it's even worse than that. It's even worse than that. If you've got everything you just said, which I totally agree with, but now you go back to those guys that say turn the other cheek, we don't act like that, blah blah. And when you do, they get that's the time they rally. They get everybody against you because now you're the loud voice that makes them all look like pussies.
Yeah, you're the nail sticking out that needs to be hammered in.
Yep. You're not in line with everybody else. You're not doing what we want. We can't have anybody possibly thinking that there's another way. So yeah, absolutely.
That's why they hated Trump, because Trump didn't give a shit.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what?
Like it or not, he didn't care.
All of those people that were like, "Oh, I should have voted for you." Well, fuck them. The next time someone of those people that fucking complains, I would just be like, "Shut the fuck up."
Well,
shut up. I don't want to hear it. Because you had the opportunity to do something about it, and you dropped the ball.
Well, and this is
no right to complain now.
You're right. This is small scale. As soon as the dude that I ran against, the incumbent, was reelected, I am not shitting you. Less than 72 hours later, he was putting a ordinance together. And again, we live in a rural area where I live in the mountains and stuff. You got nothing but hunters, they're bear dogs, blah, blah, blah. But because you got a bunch of leftists and stuff out here that live here too, they don't want to hear dogs barking in the middle of the night or whatever the hell it is.
Fucking dogs. Fuck off.
Yeah, within 72 hours, he had an ordinance put together. You're going to love this one. Not just to say, call the sheriff and have him go over and talk to anybody, about doing something about your dogs, which you can't do with hunting dogs anyway. No, we're going to allow the person to be able to sue somebody in the county with the backing of the county for the nuisance issue, and then they get a warning and a fine, and then if it happens again, then the person can sue and the dogs can be put down.
That's fucking stupid.
No, that's
fucking
so I went to speak at a board meeting. I had all these people. Some of them said they voted for me, some of them, didn't vote at all. And I said exactly what you said, but that's the thing. I'll say it to your face. I'm like, listen, Anybody that didn't vote for me, this is what you voted for.
Yep.
I told you this stuff was coming, and you didn't believe me.
Don't fucking
I said, and
complain
here
now.
it is. And I stood there in front of the chairman. And I said, let me tell you something. You can take this as a threat. You can call it whatever you want. But I'm telling you right now, you people sitting on this board and your county administration do not know your own laws and regulations. You're not allowed to make things stricter than the state. And I said, and whenever somebody comes in here and points that out to you guys, you get all butthurt like you're, some peer group in high school. And I'm like, and that's the problem here. You're about to screw up people's lives if you vote on this for the sheer fact that it doesn't affect you and they have to go to court and spend their hard-earned money to fight it.
Yep.
Well,
and then you know what? When it does happen, they'll be like, "Oh, please, someone help me."
Yeah. Well, they will, but they'll never go and help anybody else. And I know this from firsthand experience. Thankfully, I guess at that point there were enough riled up people that they didn't even make it to the table. But it's just like, dude, you people, you have no forethought. None whatsoever about what you do. You're just doing this for your friends. I mean, they call it the good old boy network. It's worse than that. It really is.
I've seen it. I've said it before in the past. It's a lot of people are just on autopilot. You know, they just want to. They don't want to think. A lot of people don't want to think because it's too much work. They're lazy. They have no brass balls anymore. And maybe it was can't remember who I was talking to about it, but the men aren't men anymore.
Nope.
It's like you go back to our grandparents' day and era, like this shit wouldn't have happened. It would have been pull your fucking head out of your ass and actually do your job. And people would actually hold people accountable. Like I grew up in an era where contracts were a handshake.
Yep.
And now you can't trust anyone, even with written contract.
Well,
So people can't be trusted anymore.
Find a way around the contract too. So
fucking A. It's all horseshit.
Look, I've
everyone's
already
out
said
for
it.
themselves.
Yep. And love them or hate them, if we get stuck, and by we I mean the U.S., if we're stuck with Biden for another 4 years, we're in trouble.
But the thing is, it's not just going to affect.
We're in trouble now.
You, though.
I know
it's going to affect Britain. It's going to affect Australia. It's going to affect all of your allies because we have Australia in particular has a lot of strong military connection and a lot of trade ship connection with you guys, especially with your everything's off your American dollar. As soon as you guys went into everything starting to get really expensive, it started to affect us. So house prices, food prices, fuel.
Dude, look at your rent over there in Australia. You guys,
it's
fucking
fucking ridiculous.
Yep.
Like I've been to over 20. Like I'm trying to rent it at the moment, and I have to move out in like 20 days. I've been to more than 20 rental properties. I've applied for 20 rental properties, and they're actually sending me text messages and emails saying, look, there's too many people applying for this property, so we're going to have to tell you it's a no-go.
Well, what I read about your area was you got a humongous wait list for rent properties. Yep. You have people that are going basically ahead of the line, so to speak, and paying 300% more to the whatever landlord, if you will, to secure that place.
100%. We're having people from Sydney down south that can't afford Sydney prices anymore and are moving to where I live in Brisbane, and they're going, look, we'll pay an extra $100 a week on top of what you're asking for if you give us this property. And they're like, yeah, sure. Now I'm on disability pension. I can't afford that.
Right.
So when I go into a place and I go, like, even some of these places are like, oh, you're not employed. And I go, no, I'm not employed, but I do have a small business on the side. And my main income is from disability pension. Here's my paperwork. There's nothing there that says that it's going to be cut off anytime soon. I need a roof over my head. And they go, well, because disability pension isn't considered a income, we're not going to take you in. So it's like, great. Okay, so I go to, government housing, and they go, there's a 10-year waiting list. And I go, why is there a 10-year waiting list? Well, during COVID, we had to stop all of the immigrants coming in for those 2-3 years, and then once everybody was allowed to come back in, we've had all of the back, everybody that's been waiting finally come pouring in, and now there's all of these places that are being taken up for like rentals, and now there's Airbnbs, and there's nothing for Australia. I'm sure the same thing's happening in America.
It is happening here.
Like all of these, I know it's happening in the UK to a point where they're putting them up in like really expensive hotels.
Yep.
And then they're going, hey, we've got all of these places that you can go to. And all of the immigrants are going, fuck you, I like it here. And of course you do. It's like $1,000 a night just to stay at some of these places because they're on Billionaire Row or something. It's like you've got all of these people that are going, Gibbs, money, please. And it's like you've passed through all of these countries that you could have, seeked asylum, but they don't give you the benefits that America and Britain and Australia could give you.
I genuinely think if there's one issue that is going to hurt the Democrats in November, it's that. Because as much as they want to sit there and court black voters, they are actively dicking over black communities in favor of illegals.
Well, some of those cities are starting to wake up now and be like,
people are pissed.
We don't want them here.
Which I don't know if y'all saw during the. Go ahead.
I was just reading this morning before I went to bed to take a nap. After work, news story hit that. All of a sudden now, like right after the State of the Union address, San Francisco has now adopted a tough on crime stance.
Of course they did.
Too late now.
Yeah, but also right after the State of the Union, when Biden brought up the fact that chick in, where was it, Georgia, that was killed by an illegal immigrant?
Called her Lincoln
Riley. And everybody got pissed off at him for using the word illegal. All the progressives got pissed off at him for saying illegal. And he already backpedaled. He already said, I shouldn't have said that. I should have said undocumented person.
Illegal. He pointed out that the illegals were killing Americans.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't give a fuck what you want to call them. Illegal, invader, trespasser, fucking
target.
It doesn't.
I'm sorry.
That's exactly what they are. You can sugarcoat it all you want.
It doesn't change them for what they actually are.
Well, no person is illegal. You are when you fucking go into another country undocumented.
Do me a favor, Wheezy. Drive south, cross the Mexican border, and say, I want an apartment, and I want free food, and I want free utility bills, and let me know how many years in prison you're going to get.
Bro, I got family in Mexico. I'm good. Y'all are fine.
Yeah. Hey, look, we know you're like the half Mexican angry dad, but
drive north to Canada. See how
yeah, 100%.
Canada,
but then there's the whole.
I just gotta be like, I'm native.
Yeah. No habla. Oh, you poor man.
But then you got AOC, going back to AOC. She's like,
he's back to the boobies.
She's not even that attractive. I don't know why people think she's attractive.
Did you see her getting chased?
Yeah, I did.
Out of the fucking movie theater?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
She deserves
when she was like,
it.
oh, there's no such thing as illegals. It's like, I'm sorry, but if you're coming into the country illegally, you're breaking the law.
Yeah. You are illegal by the very definition. Illegal.
You're in the country illegally. You've broken the law. It's like, okay, someone that's willing to break the law to come into your country, how can you expect them to respect any other laws that America has?
Well, okay, so you have the thing, they come in, they illegally they do that, but and there are some of those people that do respect the laws, but when you encourage them by giving them all kinds of free shit, it's like, oh hey, I broke their laws and they're rewarding me.
Yeah,
that's the fast track to getting people to hate you, is giving away free money and not doing it to people that have been asking for it in the first place.
Phone, here's a pension, here's a house.
Oh,
which it reminds me of back during COVID, when California, I think it was giving away all that money to people based on whatever, and there was some lady I'm trying to remember, but she was a housekeeper, and she had like 4 kids or something, right? And she was like, "Oh, well, now they're gonna stop giving us money. I was gonna buy a house." Given the average income in California needed to buy a house, the only way that was ever going to happen with her is if she was getting free money from the government. The only way, as a housekeeper.
Dude, I can't afford to get a fucking house in Florida.
Shit, I can't get one here. Let me rephrase that.
Florida looks really, really nice.
Let me rephrase that. I could get one here, but the problem is that all of this land is getting bought up by fucking developers so they can put these little cookie cutter fucking condos everywhere with no backyard, no front yard, no nothing. And then you're in your kitchen and you can see the person having a shower. There's literally a 3-foot gap between these houses.
Please, for the love of God, don't become like Australia, because that's what it's like here in the cities.
And nobody's buying them.
They're trying to turn everywhere like San Francisco row houses.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, like here, we're in a basically 900 square foot, 1 bedroom, 1 bath, $1,800 a month. This is Florida. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, well, that's everywhere else. Yeah, but it ain't here because the pay here is not commensurate with the cost.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that started going up. It was about 5 years ago. It wasn't like that. It used to be you could come down here. And I mean, the first apartment we lived in was also a 1-1, and I think we paid about $600 a month.
Damn.
We're paying 3 times that for the exact same amount of space.
Yeah, your prices. I mean, when I last lived in Portland, your apartment is not far below the price of an equivalent apartment in Portland. But here in Oregon, the average pay rate is also a lot higher than Florida.
Right. And I make good money for Florida. I mean, I'm not trying to brag. I'm just being honest. I make pretty damn good money for Florida. So to the point my wife doesn't have to work. Okay.
And that's the way that it should have been.
Yeah.
That's how it is with me.
But now, I'm telling a woman, you go get some OnlyFans going or something.
Tell them
she's not in the room, so she didn't hear that. But it's like, it used to not be a problem. We used to go on vacations. We used to go out of town. Fuck it, we're going to drive up and go to Disney. Fucking $450 a day now or something in Disney. Nope, ain't going there.
It's the same way here.
We only live 2 hours away. For us, Disney is literally an afternoon drive.
Yeah, it's the same for me. I'm in the same boat. My wife doesn't work. When we moved in here, it was $750 a month. Now I pay actually over $1,300 a month for my apartment.
How long ago was that? 5 years?
No, we moved in 10 years ago, and they have raised the rent roughly $20 to $25 a year. So
ours was going up over $100 a year.
Yeah. In the last 4 or 5 years, it has been in major increments.
And not getting anything for it. Like, for example, they hit us twice with rate hikes, even during the little bit of time Florida was locked down for COVID. And they're like, they actually had the nerve to put on the lease, the amenities. You mean the ones you guys closed? Because we're afraid somebody might get cooties.
Well, the rationale, and they'll always say this as a cop-out, is, it's the going market rate. And it's like, have you seen the other apartments around here? Are you kidding me?
To get someone to come around to actually vet the place and go, what is it called when you have someone from the bank that comes in and an
appraiser?
Thank you, an appraiser.
Well, they did that, and that's why the rent went up, because they appraised it and said, well, they put on a new roof. They fucking had to. Yeah, but that makes it worth more.
But the roof needs to be paid off, though.
Yeah, and then they blacktop. They resealed the driveway. They said they blacktopped it. No, they didn't. They fucking.
What's blacktop?
Yeah,
it's asphalt,
petroleum asphalt. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So what they did is we're going to re-blacktop the parking lot. I'm thinking, okay, well, that's going to take a bit. They came through with a truck and sealed that shit. They just sprayed some black paint on it by the look of it. Oh, well, rent's going to go up again. They did a great job on the parking lot. Fuck.
Cornelius.
Which can't go anywhere. Can't afford to.
Have you seen a movie called Margin Call?
No.
I'm going to upload that movie for you.
Thank you.
Have the rest of you guys seen it?
I've never heard of it.
I think I have.
I know what you talk about.
Margin Call has Kevin Spacey and a couple other people in it. But it's basically from the point of view from a trading company right before the 2008 crash.
Ooh.
And they're talking about how they're so leveraged up that the amount they owe is worth more than the total value of the company. But that movie does probably the best job I have ever seen in a movie of how these people think that are in these banking companies and trading companies and shit when it comes to money. Because there's a quote.
It's just numbers.
Yeah, and there's a quote in there where he says, well, are we going to be okay? He's like, oh yeah, they don't lose.
What?
Ever. They don't care if everybody else loses, but they don't lose. It's a fantastic movie. You're going to watch it and you're going to be pissed the fuck off for...
There was another one I watched for those old enough to remember. It's called The Smartest Guys in the Room.
Yep.
And it's about Enron.
Yep.
And I wanted to start fucking cracking skulls at the end of that movie.
Yep, seen that one too.
It was just, it was, oh, hey, somebody's grandma just froze to death in California because we leveraged the utility supplies to somebody else. Yeah, well, fuck grandma. She should have paid more.
Isn't that happening still?
Yeah, it's not changed. They just changed who's allowed to get away with it anymore.
Pretty sure
now the government's
happening in Chicago.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt it. Yeah, now in California, or now it's just the government's like, hey, wait a minute. We can get into this.
Yeah, the only reason why Enron got in trouble is because the government hates competition.
Oof. Ain't that the truth?
But yeah, dude, look, it's all one big club between these politicians and the fucking bankers and all these other people, and we're not in it. Nobody's in it.
Yeah.
And when shit hits the fan, we're always the ones. Your average everyday citizen is the one that's left holding the bag. So,
I have actually been hearing a lot of people recently say, max out your credit cards. Like, I've been hearing it a lot at the moment.
That's a bad idea.
That's a bad idea.
Like, there's a lot of people that are like, we're gonna hit a financial crisis, and everything that you own isn't gonna be worth shit.
I mean,
it's not now.
Like, we're already going through a rental crisis, but people are freaking out and going, because we went through, was it 2013 was when we had the financial crisis? I can't remember. But people like...
Which financial crisis are you referring to?
I was going to say, you got to be specific.
Well, we did actually pretty well here in Australia. We only experienced one, as opposed to America that went through, 3 or 4? But, yeah, there's people here in Australia that are like, look, just buy up assets because they're going to be worth a lot more than the money that's in your bank.
Yeah, their last crisis, I think, was when the dingoes ate their baby. I'm sorry. Obscure, stupid joke for those.
It was the drop bear epidemic.
Yep.
Okay, you laugh about that, but here in Florida, we have the drop iguana epidemic.
Yeah, it gets cold. And those motherfuckers
they fall out.
Hit you on the head.
They go into fucking
shock,
and they fall out of the trees on you. And they can weigh 20, 30 pounds.
So
oh, yeah.
Because you got to understand. So,
Badger, you need to make a sign for CDAT that says watch for falling iguanas.
Florida is like the Australia of the United States in so many ways.
I think so, too.
But you would feel right at home here.
But the thing is, the reason why the whole drop bear thing... The who?
In Florida, even the trees try to kill you.
Oh
yeah, we have that too. But like the reason why the whole drop bear thing came about is because there was a couple of stories of because koalas they eat eucalyptus leaves and they're toxic, but with the koalas it basically drugs them out, so they're just really dopey, and there have been
Stoner
cases
koala.
yeah, so that's what happens is that they get
That's
so
fucking
stoned that they
hilarious.
have been known to fall out of trees. So
That's
Oh
pretty funny.
God! Honey,
I
we're
did
moving to
not know that
Australia.
about
Nothing
koalas.
will change for us. They got shit falls out of the tree.
I didn't.
and they've got
I did
really
not know
sharp
that about-
claws, so when they fall and they try to catch, they just tear everything up. So
Well, that's
like up north in the bush, I've heard of the guys that have come back, and they've been because they do like cattle farming, so they go out on the brumbies and then they gather the cattle and they bring them back, and they'll see this koala who's like rocking back and forth in this eucalyptus tree, and they're like, oh, this fucking cunt's gonna fall, and they get underneath it, and then because it's trying to like catch itself on the way down, it just tears the guy up. So yeah, don't
my
try and
wife wants
catch
to know:
a
can
drop
you
bear.
cuddle the koalas?
Yes, you can.
You can?
Yeah, you can, but it's usually when they're all doped up on eucalyptus.
You just give them enough fucking.
Yeah, because they're actually.
You just have to
look,
drug 'em.
When I was on bivouac,
Kind of like
we
Wheezy
had
on a date.
when I was on bivouac,
Yeah, you get
we
a
actually
cool-
had
You get a
koalas
couple Crown and
chasing
Cokes
us.
in me, I'll do whatever the fuck you want.
Hey, $20 is $20.
Wow.
Wheezy used to wake up, bent over the hood of his car, his ass covered in Vaseline, and a $20 bill in his pocket.
I wouldn't
was
say
Tuesdays.
pocket,
Shit. This is getting too dark for me.
That sounds.
You want to know how I got all my Warhammer shit?
I want to know how Badger did. That's what I want to know. there's some fuckery going on there, man.
Oh,
About
Oh,
what?
feet pics.
Feet pics.
Oh God!
What are you guys talking about?
only feet.
You. Wheezy said he used to get $20 a pop. That's how he bought all his Warhammer stuff. I said, I want to know how Badger got his. And somebody said feet pics.
No, that's fucking
I have
gross.
some of them.
You have some of mine.
Yeah, that's how you
Yeah.
got here.
That's
Badger
what's,
feet.
that's what's sitting behind you that you can't find.
Yeah, that's the Badger feet pick.
Yep.
This is
that's
that
gross.
sexual favors that Quinn was talking about.
Oh my god.
We're gonna call this Wheezy Gate.
Wheezy Gate. The wheezing.
Yeah,
Oh,
Weezinator.
God.
Oh my God, the Weezinator. Buddy.
all right.
You gotta have the.
So
The Weaslander.
That's
the
old.
only Weas.
Guys.
Oh, man.
we're at the 9-minute mark, and we haven't even gotten to the Space Marine 2 shit.
Oh no! I wanted to end on a good note.
Wait, we haven't even gotten to Samira Khan versus.
I'll let you talk about that.
Hannah Baron.
What
Oh
happened
my
with
God.
Space Marine 2?
It's a game. We got like. we still
No,
got
but are
3
they
years before
delaying it
comes out.
again?
No, no. Minis wants to talk about Samira Khan and Hannah Baron.
I mean,
Oh my
leave
God.
the holes alone.
this-
Talk
is
about
this-
Space Marines.
Is this about that hot Tom girl?
Yes.
This is
Let's
about the
go.
naturally beautiful girl having fun versus the girl that had the bi beauty
Grifter.
and is still ugly.
I don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. So,
That's
okay.
You know,
It's this,
okay.
it's this woman that looks like she's wearing a flesh mask.
Do you know who Hannah
She got
Baron is?
all of this.
No,
Hannah Baron got big on YouTube because she
literally or figuratively.
no, like, well, yeah, but I don't know, literally. But her whole premise was noodling. You know, like sticking your hand in a hole for catfish. They bite it,
Yeah,
yank 'em out.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what her channel was.
pretty
but
redneck shit right there.
Yeah, and she talks like a redneck, and she happens to be fairly attractive.
Like really attractive.
She's also
What's-
very young, so I'm just
what's-
going to say she's attractive.
What's
So,
her name?
No, she's not very young. She's in her mid-20s.
Hannah Baron. Well, when I started watching her, she was like 19 or some shit. So
Wasn't she also doing like
Anna Baron or
Archery-
Baring?
Hannah
Hannah.
Baron, like Baron.
She does like archery fishing and stuff.
But yeah, she's into guns
she's
and
an
all the
outdoors
redneck
person.
shit.
She got
So
like
she's
a
wife
bladder.
material.
She's basically an
she's on-
Aussie female.
Well, that was what
yeah,
caused
she's-
the whole shitstorm.
She's a cute country girl. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Was that Samira Khan? What, isn't that her name? Samira Khan. She
I don't know.
she put out this bait post saying that if you like women that look like Hannah Barron, then you're gay because she looks like a man.
No, she does.
Samira Khan hates herself so much she doesn't even spell her name properly in her own Twitter feed.
That Hannah Barron girl looks like about every third girl I knew back in West Virginia. Just backwoods country girl.
Yeah. So it caused a shitstorm because everybody is like, "You're fucking crazy."
Yeah,
she looks
yeah.
fine.
She's a cute country girl. Yeah.
I need to move to Florida.
Well, to be fair,
she's gonna just go out and ride the 4-wheeler and probably have her about 6 kids someday.
when I saw it, it was a guy echoing that chick who said that.
Yeah, same.
And so he was on board with her, and I'm like, dude, you're fucking gay.
But they're doing it.
She's not going to blow you, dude.
She's a grifter. She does it for the rage bait. Like, that's what she does. That's one of the few accounts that she started out as one of those, like, think for yourselves type accounts. Yeah. And then she went full fucking, like, Twitter engagement shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's the kind of girl, if I had a son, I would expect him to bring her home. Dad, just go and be my missus. All right, son.
Well, she's wholesome. She
like, make biscuits like her mama. That's all I got to know.
Like all her videos have like her dad in it, and she's fishing with her dad or helping her dad build
that's
something.
Some cool
or
shit in this day and age.
Yeah,
I like that.
And I don't know. It was a clout post, 100% of.
And what's this other chick's name?
Samira Khan.
Dirt squirrel.
What did you say?
I called her dirt squirrel.
Spring door.
Oh.
She's supposedly a journalist. But
she's got eyes like 2 piss holes in a snowbank.
No, see? She does. It looks like a flesh mask.
Yeah, she looks like her. I mean, yeah, her eyes look like they're sunk into her head, like I said, 2 piss holes in a snowbank.
Like, here's an example of her so-called journalism from 2023. Beauty queen turned anti-woke journalist Samira Khan claims the Taliban is worried about Andrew Tate and wants the influencer freed because Westerners are oppressed by feminists.
Oh
That's the type of shit that
she was a beauty queen.
Supposedly.
I just gotta
maybe 100.
I just gotta say, see that.
What's that?
Every time I talk to you, I learn a new expression.
What, piss holes in a snowbank?
Yeah.
You can thank my grandfather for that one. Boy, I don't care what you say. She got eyes like 2 piss holes in a snowbank. Okay, Grandpa. Whatever you say.
But yeah, she was on Tim Pool's show at one point. I can't remember when. She was on there once. Back. Yeah.
And she was insufferable.
And again, that was at the start of like all the anti-woke shit, you know.
Okay, I just she reminded me of, for anybody that's listened to country, there used to be a singer. Her name's Gretchen Wilson.
Yeah, and
she did a song called "Redneck Girl." Yeah. That's what that girl made me think of. Was that song?
But it. I don't. The internet's gonna fight. Internet. They're gonna fight over whatever. But
I mean, I have a feeling she probably had more than her fair share of defenders. That's for sure.
Oh, Samira got fucking blown the fuck out.
Well, I'm sure she called everybody a racist for it. So,
yeah.
I haven't seen them.
Are you happy, Minis?
I want to hear about my, Space Marine 2, the short version. What's going on with it?
Oh, White Dwarf dropped canon for Space Marine 2.
Okay.
Let's go.
And I actually...
Titus is the first female trans Space Marine.
No.
I beg your fucking pardon. Shut your pie hole.
Before you get into that, unfortunately, I need to go because it's
it's
almost midnight
for you, isn't it?
It's midnight. It's
yeah,
midnight
but you already heard about it, so it's fine.
Yeah, I get up in about 5 hours, so take care and get fucked, you bitches.
No. Hey, racial slur at YouTube.
See you later, Metronide.
See you, Metro.
Damn it, I can't paste it. Motherfucker. Hold on. I'm going to have to fix this. So,
I'm holding on.
So the latest edition of White Dwarf basically outlines the timeline from Space Marine to Space Marine 2. So, I don't know if I'm going to try and sum this up. So the Inquisitor Thrax, who basically apprehends Titus at the end of Space Marine, is part of the inquisitorial agents that declared Huron Blackheart and the Maelstrom Warders traitors during the Battle War. He has Titus tortured and interrogated for years with no intention of ever letting him go, and then keeps him in stasis. So,
Dick.
At one point, Thrax dies during an operation and gets possessed by a Chaos Demon and is killed by the Grey Knights.
Of course he does.
Good.
So, then they send Space Marines to go investigate his place and find Titus in stasis, as well as a bunch of other Space Marines that he snagged, like fucking Trazen. Those Space Marines that they recover are sent to the Death Watch and interrogated, to which Titus is found to not be a traitor. After that, Titus tries to rejoin the Ultramarines, but there's zero record of him having served in the Ultramarines, which means that he was either censured or he was purged.
Wasn't Titus a Black Shield as well?
No, not until this one. So it was at that point that he declares himself a Black Shield and joins the Death Watch. Which that's why you see the chains on him in all the trailers and shit.
Fuck yeah.
They have to fight against the Tyranids. His company is fully wiped out and he was wounded after taking out a Carnifex. And he was going to die. And Tigurius, Chief Librarian Tigurius, shows up and saves him. Basically, they revealed to Titus that Marnius Calgar was furiously fighting with the Inquisition and trying to get Titus back. And the reason that Titus's name had been erased from the Ultramarines records was not out of censure, but out of shame that the chapter so disastrously failed one of their own, and he was never seen as a disgrace. So he's welcomed back into the Ultramarines in service of the Death Watch. And what is it? I think he asks to join Cato Sicarius and he can't. So he's given back his old position and they make him a Primaris Lieutenant.
Okay. Well, so he had a little bit of an adventure along the way.
Yeah. That's at least it's in line with things.
The thing that sucks about that is that just in that lore alone, there's like 2 or 3 good games in there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, maybe they'll have the Lost Years or something.
I think they'll just palm it off as a book, maybe.
Now that I would be. They could make 2 or 3 books out of that. That makes me the addictive reader happy. So.
But everything I just read is officially canon from GW in regards to Space Marine.
But whatever happened to everybody's favorite Space Marine?
Leandros?
Oh, yeah. God.
Fuck that guy. I hope he's dead.
No,
the Codex doesn't support this action.
No, I hope he's alive and he gets fucked.
Spacebook says
you actually see him get.
Well, that would also explain why in the Space Marine board game that's being released, why Titus is a Primaris Marine.
Yeah.
What do you mean being released? It's been released for like 6 months.
Oh, well, sorry, I'm in Australia.
Oh, that's right. You'll get it next year. Sorry.
He crossed the Rubicon. So
I'm getting it at the end of this month.
He just found out Bing is a thing.
Excuse me, we still have AOL? Jeez.
Oh, Maddie says Bolt Gun is canon 2 between Space Marine 1 and 2.
No, you can't conquer the entire planet by yourself. Bet.
I fucking hated Bolt Gun. I'm sorry.
Really?
I do not like that Doom clone shooter shit. I don't.
Oh man!
Wow, Bogart's a lot of fun. I wish it was multiplayer.
Somebody will probably.
I don't
mod
think
the
it'd
shit out
work.
of it. It's just everybody be shooting each other.
Yeah,
Yep.
they'd be Helldivers.
Bing,
Yes,
Bing
actually,
is-
yes.
because it's not
That
Google.
man went against the Codex. Pow, 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 pow.
Well,
You know,
it's like Fortnite. It started off as a zombie survival game, but you had to pay for the zombie survival part. But they gave you the battle royale for free, and
that's right.
people love that a lot more because you got to shoot other people.
It was actually meant to be like a base building trap setting
Yeah.
against zombie hordes and stuff.
Now it's Zoomer bait.
So 7
Yeah.
days to die,
Yes.
only with a
Yep.
plot.
Yeah.
Sorry, 7 days, but 10 years and you're still in alpha. I'm a little bit fucking sus about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm playing it right now, so I can't talk too much shit.
But that being said, we are past time, and I got to go take care of my neighbor's dog. So, anybody have any closing thoughts?
I am excited for Space Marine 2.
I am too. I'm going to buy the collector's edition. I'm a
Yeah,
fucking sucker.
when you get it in
Don't pre-order.
September of 25, right?
Do not pre-order.
Do
I'm
not
going to pre-order. I want that fucking statue.
Oh my god! Just buy the statue.
He's
Don't
gonna come.
pre-order.
Buy it from where? Some dude on eBay that's going to sell it for 3 times the collector's edition?
Yeah, that was probably the wrong thing to tell Weezy.
You know what really sucks is that's not even available as a choice here in Australia. I saw it on their website and I was like, holy fuck, I want that statuette. And then it was like not available to Australia. I was like, good.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck
China's
off.
right next to you guys. I mean, you think it'd be easy to ship?
Yeah,
it to
why do you think Australia and Japan are so like on edge with China?
But I'm saying I'm shipping it to
Speaking
you.
of-
It's like, you know.
Cornelius, I need you to go get my fucking Rogue Trader collector's edition that's sitting in some fucking Chinese storage lot that they haven't shipped out yet.
I'll
That's what you get for
I'll
pre-order.
do that straight away.
That's dude, they keep pushing it back. They're like, all right, first week of March. All right, first week of March is gone. Fucking crickets. Oh, well, it's not our fault because Red Sea. I don't give a fuck what's happening in
It's-
Israel and Palestine. Give me my shit.
Dude,
It's
the,
also not just that. It's China is kind of falling apart at the moment. Like literally, their buildings and their roads are collapsing. Their infrastructure is falling apart.
the number of customers that I have to look in the face and they're like, how long before I get my product? 6 months.
Yeah.
But I need them now. And I feel like the one guy said, what did I tell you of July last year? Order now. Yep. That's why we're having this conversation. I told you.
It's like where I work. I work at a sawmill, and the
I saw
place
that,
is like
yeah.
everywhere you go in this mill, there is like brand new, those big ass bandsaw blades, still sitting in their frame crate because during COVID they kept ordering them. Oh, we'll get it to you. We can get it to you, and then all of a sudden they were all just shipped at once.
Yep.
Ugh. Instead of like doing it drip feeding it basically.
Well, okay.
Yeah,
What
once they were able to produce them, they
It was
were all shipped at once.
Yeah, it was the magic component or the golden component.
Ugh.
There was one thing that they were having trouble producing. It was sitting on a ship offshore, whatever you want to call it. And all the stuff was sitting waiting on that one thing. Well, suddenly they got a bunch of that one thing in and a bunch of the shit shipped. And now they're literally rubber banding back and forth trying to catch up.
Fuck's sake.
And they're saying it's going to be like
Thank
this probably June or July of this year before it even starts to fix itself.
Good job.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Well, it's because we got away from stockpiling and went to the order as you need system, and that's why we're facing the problem we're facing now. Anyway, Weezy's got to go take care of the dogs, and I got to bail. So
Yeah. Weezy let the dogs out. Who?
God. Choke yourself,
My
Private
earbuds are
Kyle.
dying, so
Your lizard died. Is that a euphemism?
No, my earbuds are dying.
Oh, your earbuds.
He said his lizard
Yeah.
died.
That's
All right.
more
No.
concerning.
That's enough